should have 15, maybe 17 on the grid tonight.
Nice. But it's just 11.
Yeah, at the moment, Max is still tentative, and then I'll...
Oh, I see.
I mean, we've still got plenty of time, because we extend practice now that we're not doing qualifying one.
Yeah. This new rule.
Yeah, which didn't go well last night.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
Lately, but I saw that.
It was
nice.
Thank you. You up? What's she there for? Oh, okay. Floyd! I'm streaming, Gio! Kids, mate.
Cute.
No, not. The eldest is a little bastard.
Yeah.
Becoming a teenager.
Yeah. I know. I have a sister who's 11 years younger than me, so...
Yeah.
I got it.
Right. I'm just sharing the stream around a moment and then we'll go to go live. Alright, so I got told last night the car sound was pretty quiet, so I need to turn that up.
Me?
No, I got told the car sound on the stream was pretty quiet.
Oh, well, that's surprising.
So I've just got to turn that up. Excuse me. Should be everything there. Copy that. Okay, at 30 minutes we're going to go live.
Okay.
In fact, 29:30, because I was having to share something else again. Okay. 5 seconds. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Simplay Motorsport here for the Pro-Am action this evening. We are live in the Ardennes Forest of Spa, and it should be an absolutely fantastic night. And yes, you aren't blind, you aren't seeing things. Do not adjust your TV sets. It is dry here for once at Simplay Motorsport. 4 wet races, and we finally have a dry one. I'm your host, Matthew Duffin, once again joining the commentary box by my partner in crime, that is Ben Varga. Ben, good evening, how are you?
Good evening. Well, yeah, I'm very fine. And yeah, the first thing that surprised me the most is that, yes, it's dry. It was all along wet, so...
It was always wet. It's been interesting. It's been changeable conditions all week, but it does look like it's dry for tonight. Will that remain the case for the Pro? We'll have to wait and see tomorrow night. But we're here at Spa, Ben. Is it a track you like?
Yes, of course. It's a track that I think everyone likes. The racing on it, the feeling and driving on it is very good. I like it.
Indeed we do. Right then, so we have 14 drivers that will be starting tonight's race. Stelsloff cannot make it at the last moment. So 14 drivers tonight so far. So the grid order for the reverse grid that we hope will go according to plan tonight is as follows. On pole position will be Fersen, or X-Fate Silent as he is known. Max Mulder will be second place. Smithy will be in P4. At P3, DJ Phil will be P4, Smokey Devil P5, Hypertech will be in P6, Power Sekulovic P7, Noza Kartchamp P8, Kieran Argent, or Argent 22 P9, PM Motorsport will be 10th, Bryn 11th, Monkey Boy 12th, Exit Tibbs 13th, and Louis Allen in P14. That is because of the Drivers' Championship. It is reverse grid order for this one. And the championship looks a little like this. It's Sooty Apex who leads the way from Louis Allen in second place on 13 points behind. Exit Tibbs P3, he's 14 off the championship lead with Monkey Boy P4, 17 behind. Bryn is in P5 with Daz Automatic P6. PM Motorsport 7th, a couple of points behind his old teammate. Mordecai P8. Before we carry on in the championship, Mordecai not racing tonight. It is his 18th birthday, so happy birthday to you, Mordecai. Have a great day, have a great birthday. Hope you don't drink too much. Argent in P9, Noza Kartchamp P10, Power Sekulovic P11, aka Fixes 12th, Hypertech 13th, Smokey Devil 14th, with DJ Phil Smithy tied 15th and 16th place, Stelsloff 17th, Max Mulder 18th. We've lost Wolsey from the championship, unfortunately, and X-Fate Silent in 20th place. The Constructors' Championship looks a little like this. Dynaco Racing of Sooty and Monkey Boy are leading it, 85 points. Titan Oro Racing, 69. That is Louis Allen and Daz Automatic. MBR Racing of Mordecai and Bryn, they're third, 58 points. SRL Pink McLaren of Tibbs and Max Mulder, they are P4. East and West of DJ Phil and PN in P5, with Back to Front Racing of Smithy and Argent P6, and MC Motorsport bringing up the rear, P7. So then, Ben, Spa, 14 drivers, dry circuit. What do we expect tonight?
Well, clean race maybe, if it's not wet for the race, of course. So maybe we can avoid carnage.
Well, we hope so. We saw a bit of carnage last week at Spa, at Paul Ricard, sorry, and we saw a few incidents at the start of the races, and we saw last week a Bentley of Sooty Apex that was very, very dominant. He's at work tonight, meaning that he can't race, but Sooty Apex he had the perfect start to his season last time out.
Yes, indeed he has. And of course this track is a special bit for me because I had my debut here, my first win here, not to flex, but
yes.
So yeah, this track is a special place for me.
Obviously the big win of the Spa 2.4 hour that you took the race winner.
Yes.
Looks good for tomorrow then.
I hope.
Yeah. Well, wait to see what happens. Either way, we've got big cars out there tonight for you. Let's just run through the manufacturers' championship, though. At the moment, McLaren 282 points, 63 clear of Bentley on 219. Ferrari at P3 185, they're 97 behind. Porsche and P4 on 119. Audi P5 on 116, with Honda on 74. Lexus P7 on 71. Aston Martin P8 on 64. BMW P9 on 16, Lamborghini P10 on 13, and Mercedes yet to score. But there is a Mercedes out there tonight, and it is X-Fate Silent to get Mercedes some points on the board, maybe.
Well, about the practice times, he has a chance for it, pretty much.
He does indeed. We'll have to see what X-Fate Silent can do. In terms then of noticeable achievements tonight, it is Max Mulder who will make his 50th race start in race 2, and Aston Martin will make their 50th race start as a manufacturer in race 1. If Argent 22 gets a podium tonight, he will be one podium away from 50, which is absolutely fantastic. Now, obviously we keep our eyes on the stats. And we keep our eyes on who does what and driver appearances, race starts. We're just as good as the Formula 1 here at Simplay Motorsport. Currently 3 drivers yet to settle that time. But if you're new to the channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Like the live stream as we go ahead as well, and hit that bell to be notified when we are live, which will be tomorrow night once again. PROAm Motorsport and Dan Davis will be in the comms box for the Pro event, where Ben will be on the circuit. I myself won't be. I am travelling to Switzerland, so miss Spa unfortunately. But I'm sure that this man in the commentary box with me tonight is one to watch around Spa tomorrow, because you've got that Audi in a good position.
Yeah, the only thing I can say is just to hope it could be a great result for me. I'm hoping for a great result here.
Indeed you are. Talk us through last week. How did you think last week went for you? How did you think your season got off?
It was mid. So,
yeah.
I mean, the setup worked as planned, so I practiced it a lot. It was okay. But unfortunately there was a glitch occurred in race 1, so I couldn't get higher than 15th because I was a lap down, because I missed the formation lap, so it was a bit disappointing. But the race 2 was kinda okay, a bit full of action for me.
Well, hopefully you can have a better race as you go around here this evening, buddy. And right, we go through the cars. So, Louis Allen, Honda. His Honda looks fantastic at the moment. He's currently 8 tenths quicker than Sekulovic, who had a great race last time out. He's currently second fastest. Bryn got a podium last week as well. He's currently running in P3. X-Fate Silent down in 4th place. Smokey Devil in his BMW. Could we see the BMW stronger tonight, do we think, Ben?
Maybe. That thing still looks pretty huge for the other cars, as I can see. But it looks like it's got the pace for a good result for today.
We'll see what Smokey Devil can do. Monkey Boy currently sitting P6 with Argent P7. Changed his livery as Argent. He's running a bit more green to suit his teammate of Smithy. Tibbs is down in 8th with PROAm Motorsport 9th. Max Mulder in P10. Hypertech P11 with DJ Phil P12. The man who we tipped for a race win last week. He's a bit off the pace at the moment. Smithy down in 13th and Noza Kart Champ in that 14th place. And it is that Mercedes of X-Fate Silent who's going to make its first start. We haven't seen the Mercedes-Benz, apart from the Spa 24, do a season since Project Cars 2, in which it came runner-up in my hands, and me and Gary won the Constructors in it. We haven't seen it since then, so what can a Mercedes do? We're going to see an M6 in the dry today. What can that do? But the main question, I suppose, Ben, for yourself is, last week you fancied the McLaren in the wet. What car do you fancy around Spa?
Actually, about the results, I have no idea. So, like, of course, I always expect the McLaren to finish up higher than everyone else, but it looks like Louis Allen found his pace with the Honda.
Yeah, it does look like he's found his pace with a Honda. Spa are a bit of a track that gives you a bit of everything, doesn't it? You've got top speed sections, but you've also got tight corners, fast corners. It kind of gives you a bit of everything, doesn't it, this track?
Yes, but I always go for the more higher downforce setups. So it usually works. It worked on the 2.4 hours, so...
Wow.
Yeah,
we'll see.
We'll see which direction.
Yeah, we'll see which direction these drivers go. There is 20 minutes left of practice, and if you're wondering why we're live so early with so much of practice left, that is because there is no qualifying. It is the reverse grid order that will take drivers away tonight. That is one thing we can guarantee. And the other is that we are going to be in for an absolute cracking night of racing around this circuit. 14 drivers all looking to do their best and be out there ready to go when the green flag goes. Long formation lap here though, Ben, as well. It's a 2-minute 22 lap in the dry from Louis Allen, so the formation lap it's going to be a bit longer.
Yeah, here everything is a bit longer, especially the pit lane. It's horrible, really long. Yeah, so it will be difficult.
Indeed it is, as X-Fate Silent goes up into P2 at the moment, 6 tenths off the back of Louis Allen, who's currently sitting second in the championship at the moment, so he's the man who's got to come from the back of the pack in the race. And once again, we'll go through the grid order. We'll mention it again in a few moments' time, but it is X-Fate Silent that will be on pole. Max Mulder second, Smithy third, DJ Phil fourth, Smokey Devil P5, Hypertech will be in sixth, Paul Skulovic will be seventh, Noza Kartcham eighth, Kieran Argent will be in ninth, PM Motorsport 10th, Bryn 11th, Monkey Boy 12th, Tibbs 13th, and then Louis Allen in 14th place. Noza Kartcham at the moment, just noticing out there, hasn't yet got a lap time on the board, and he's just come out the pit lane once again. So clearly struggling at the moment is Louis Allen. Hopefully, though, he won't struggle too much as the day goes on. Hopefully, we'll be able to get a lap in no time. Looking at the most successful drivers then from people here. Myself, Max Mulder, Andy, Fiore Mazda, Overtaker on Unorthodox with 2 wins apiece. And in terms of the best qualifiers, Andy, Overtaker and Orthodox, Big Boy Brazier and Dean Wasocki with 2 pole positions each. And one man on that list who got his name on there is Ben. 1 win to his name. Can he add to the most successful list? We've just lost a driver. Now, I know Max Mulder has been struggling with ankle problems this week, and I believe it is Max Mulder who has left the session. So we hope we can get him back in. And we hope that his ankle is not causing the problem at the current moment. But it's sunny, Ben. The track conditions are faster. They're not quite optimum yet. But rain around, though, we imagine. As Noza comes into the middle. Oh, sorry, go on. So then, Louis Allen leads from X-Fate Silent. Sekulovic P3. Brim back out on track in 4th. Smoky Devils in 6th on track, as is Argent in 7th. And this is Noza. P13 at the moment. Let's ride on board with Noza as he comes through into the bus stop chicane. Let's take a lap on board with Noza then to see how he drives this track. Good evening in the chat to Daz Automatic, to UMVDM, good evening to you, PM Motorsport, as well as Micro Jays and Fury's Grandad in the chat. Nice, got cancelled because of the wind, but going in the morning instead. Boat trip from a place called Berghead. I'm not sure what Daz is on about, but I'm sure he's having a fantastic time wherever he is. He's at work, I do believe, so that's why he's not able to make tonight. Which is a shame for Daz in this race. Up the hill comes Noza then, up through Eau Rouge, into Radion. And the man that is just flying at the moment, Aston Martin. Ben, what do we think the Aston Martin can do tonight?
Sorry for the first few minutes.
No, you're fine.
I believe they can have a great result. I had a internet connection problem, so I relaunched the game. So I don't see nothing yet, but it's fine now.
There we go then.
Just a little wiggle. I hope it don't happen again.
Well, hopefully so. Orca spotting is what Daz is doing. Well, I hope you're having fun, Daz. Either way, hope the weather's nice. Hope it's nicer than what it was here yesterday. Jeez, it was wet here yesterday. It was as wet as it was at Paul Ricard yesterday in England, and Noza still yet settle that time. Few drivers still out there on track. Now, the interesting thing to note this season is with this weather, the drivers that are out there, if they was to get this track sort of more rubbered in by everybody being out there, Ben, the track may become optimum, but there's a lot of cars in the pits not yet doing anything at the moment.
Yeah, so actually the dry lines are working here, not like in F122, so yeah, it could be a deciding thing. So more cars running constantly, and the drier the track will get.
Indeed it will. Top three within 0.8 of a second. Monkey Boy's just crossed the line. He's not improved at the minute. Oh, tell me about it, Daz. Here's Kieran Archie then towards the final sector. He is not on a valid lap at the moment, but Sekulovic is behind him. Obviously, Q2 will follow later on. We have got Max Mulder back in. So it's great to see Max back. And it's great to see him go. That was a spin, it sounded like, from a car in front, or at least a lock-up. I think that was Argent, it was. Here comes Sekulovic then. Into the final chicane, 13 minutes left of practice. And for Sekulovic, I thought he was bailing to the pits there, but he didn't. He stays out on the track. Bryn last week had an interesting race. Not the race one he wanted, but he got a podium in race 2, and proving that Lexus is not to be messed with this season, because Bryn made it look nice in the wet.
Yeah. I agree with that. I just can't say anything about that. I agree with that.
The nice Swiss flag on the front of that car as Monkey Boy, somebody's just come out the pit lane, I do believe, or gone back into the pit lane. Noza, kart champ then moves up into P5, putting Smithy down the back end of the pack here. So hopefully Smithy will come through to the front and be on his merry way and get some pace up.
Right, so I now successfully rejoined the session.
There we go. Great to have you back in. Great to have you back in. Bryn then comes towards the line in free practice, 12 minutes left. He comes across the line and goes no faster at the moment, so no improvement for Bryn. Monkey Boy will be the next car to cross the line, and what can Monkey Boy do? This is the interesting question at the moment then. With 12 minutes left of free practice, it will be the reverse grid next up before the race 1 session to come and commence. Hypertech and Max Mulder down out on track, as well as exit Tibbs. Bryn and Sekulovic, no Louis Allen, no Expect Silent. Noza's back in the pits, Smokey's in the pits, PN, DJ Phil and Smithy also in the pits. So the track not being able to get up to him. Monkey Boy to the line now though, and does he improve on his lap time? He doesn't at all, so stays P6, and Argent has just invalidated his lap. Very, very slidey through the corners there. Sekulovic will be the next man to start a lap time. And we'll have to wait and see what Sekulovic can do. As has he just invalidated his lap time? And no, he still goes, so just within the track limits. Honda, Mercedes, McLaren, 3 very different cars, Ben, at the top of this order. All separated by under a second.
Yeah, it's always nice to see that 3 different cars with 3 different drivers are at the top. It's true for every kind of motorsport. Yeah,
it is indeed. Just looking at the chance of manufacturer points tonight. Aston Martin, 3 cars. McLaren have got 3 cars. Bentley have got 2. Ferrari, Honda, Lexus, BMW, only the 1. Porsche, only the 1 as well. No Audis tonight, but we'll see a couple of Audis out there on the circuit tomorrow. And a couple of McLarens missing, as well as a Bentley. So maybe chance for other teams to start clawing point, or the manufacturers to start clawing points back on them. McLaren's now the Manufacturers' Championship is just a little bit of fun. It is just for, bit of fun for the league, just to see what people do, what cars people pick. And then to go through there. Here's Max Mulder and Tibbs on the circuit. They're coming into the bus stop chicane, and very nice white and pink McLarens they're running tonight. Ben, if you had to pick a favourite livery out there on the track at the moment, which car would you say is the nicest looking one, colour-wise?
Well, I love Sekulovic's gold and black McLaren, and this is true for the Louis Allen's gold and black Honda. The gold and black looks nice both on these cars.
Yeah, and those is Aston Martin gold and black as well. That looks rather nice.
Ah, yeah.
Two.
And DJ Fields.
Oh, wow!
Looks nice. Oh.
Big shunt from Tibbs up El Rouge, and he's literally onto two wheels. Big time in the wall. That is a huge incident.
Oh my god.
Max Mulder's pulled off as well.
By the minimap, yeah, it involved two drivers, but I missed it.
Absolute chaos here then. From
I hope we don't see these kind of things in the race.
Yeah, same here. Same here, hopefully. But it was a mistake all on his own up El Rouge and Radion that has cost him there. And we'll have to see how he goes in the rest of the race then, as drivers are all coming through to complete lap times. 9 minutes left of this free practice session before we get going in our fantastic knockout qualifying session. Knockout qualifying session. Our fantastic reverse grid. If it all works this time, we hope it all works this time. We hope the drivers are ready to go and get it all sorted. But we will have to wait and see. Last night, not the way we wanted to start it. So hopefully tonight, we can get it to go the way we want it. DJ Phil, 6 seconds off the pace at the moment, and that's not really where we saw DJ Phil last week, was it, Ben? He was a man really at the front of the grid.
Yeah, it's the second strangest thing to see after the dry track. So let's hope if he can find his pace in the race. I was about to say qualifying, but he won't have qualifying.
He crosses the line now, no improvement there. Next man set a lap time will be Monkey Boy with 8 minutes left of this session. Luke Saunders in the chat, as is Wolfinator. Good evening to Wolfinator. Luke Saunders, look at the weather, what a difference from last night. Indeed it is, buddy. But don't count those chickens, as Mike Matthews says. It can change as there is showers around. So it will be interesting to see if these showers come and go. It will be very interesting to see what will happen with these showers. But at the minute, we have a dry track that's staying dry for the next half an hour at least. And we have a circuit that is running fast. And for the first time this season, we have a dry circuit. So this is brilliant to see. As Monkey Boy comes to the line now, he's about to set a lap time. Does he improve? He does. He goes up to P5 within 1.7 seconds. Bryn has moved within 1.1 seconds. Kulovic is now the fastest man on the circuit. 1/10 clear of Louis Allen. So flying at the moment are the guys out front. And it is absolutely great to see these drivers. 7/10 separating the top three. Bryn just outside a second to the top three. But we don't know if they're running qualifying fuel or race fuel at the moment. Ben, what's your strategy in a long practice session like this? Do you run qualifying laps? Do you run race laps? What do you try and do? What do you try and look to do?
All of them. So I always go for sure things. So I usually simulate both of lap times, qualifying and the race pace also. I always practice a lot.
Does the change of reverse grid from the championship order change the way you practice qualifying now? Do you maybe look to focus on the race pace more?
Yeah, of course. So how do I explain myself? So of course race pace is very, very important, as much as one lap pace. So I think everyone should look for both. Yeah, I
agree. A couple of drivers come to the back end of the circuit, not on flying laps. Max and Tibbs still running in unison in their white. Apologies there if you heard a bit of noise. That's my headset. Need to get a new one or a new pad. Something's not working properly. Monkey Boy start on track, nose round track, as is Argent. Lovely livery from him. Tibbs, Hypertech, Max Mulder. DJ Phil's back out there. He's found a bit of time as DJ Phil. Under 6 seconds now is the gap. So hopefully he can bring them that time down even more and get back on the pace of Max Mulder. Right then, getting ready for the race. I'll ask you the question. I'm going to ask you this question every week. Who is your tip for the race win going into this one?
Well, it's really close between the top three, so under a second all of them. So I can't really decide. Louis Allen was strong last week. Also Sekulovic was really strong, but of course we're missing Sati.
Yeah.
So I think everyone has a great chance to win in the top three.
Possibly going to make this a little more interesting for them drivers who are high up in the championship who's got to start at the back.
Yeah, because of course the reverse grid format shakes up the race really well.
Yeah. So once again, just to remind you of that reverse grid, it will be X-Fate Silent start on pole position. Max will be P2, Smithy P3, DJ Phil in 4th place. Smokey Devil will line up 5th, Hypertech 6th. Power Sekulovic will line up P7, Noza Kart Champ will be P8, Argent will be P9, PM Motorsport P10, Bryn P11, Monkey Boy P12, Tibbs P13 and Louis Allen lining up at the back of the pack. We're currently watching DJ Phil with just under 4 minutes left of qualifying at the moment. As that says, well, let's get a poll out now. Obviously, we get a Q2 this afternoon, so we get to see people's qualifying times, which will be an interesting one to see as well. So, Sekulovic, Lewis Allen, Max Mulder starting at the front could be one to keep an eye on. And we're going to go for X-Fate Silent in the chat as well, so the community can now be asked of who you think is going to win this first race. Make sure you can get your votes in. If you disagree with any of them four, get it in the chat who you think. As we spoke about, I think you mentioned the pit lane earlier, Ben.
Yeah.
You come in at the Grand Prix section at the chicane, you come out at the top of Radion. It's a very long pit lane. We saw KLF 900 last night get himself a drive-through penalty here. You do not want to drive through penalties. You come around this track.
Yeah, that's the. If you get a drive-through penalty here, especially, it will kill your race instantly. I never had a chance to get a drive-through penalty, and I hope it stays like this. But yeah, it could be really bad. It is really bad.
It is really bad indeed. So 2 minutes left of the session. Max Mulder and Monkey Boy will be starting final lap. Monkey Boy won't. He's in the pit lane. Max Mulder will be crossing the line now to start his final lap. He's down. He moves up to P7. At the moment, car number 21 of Hypertech is on an invalid lap time. The next car will be Argent, who has moved up into P5 in his Bentley so far. And he's going to be charging through the track at this moment in time to try and make sure he can get one more lap. And he should do from where he is at 1 minute 53 left on the clock. And I do believe that for Kieran Argent, this could be one heck of a night for him. Points on offer with no Bryn, with no AKA Fix, with no Daz. With no Sutty, no Daz, no AKA Fix, no Mordecai. 4 drivers who was running up the top end of the grid last time out. This could be huge for these drivers.
Yeah, of course, it's not good that we don't have them here, but it gives a real big chance for the top 10 finishers of the last race to have a great result here.
Yeah, indeed it does. Here comes Smokey Devil on an invalid lap time at the moment, as is Noza Kart Champ, but they are coming round the track. I don't believe Sekulovic will get an extra lap, and he's on an invalid one. I think he's done. 50 seconds from where he is seems a bit impossible, but Smokey Devil's going to get one more lap in, and if we look back to Noza Kart Champ, he should possibly get one more lap in as well, with the fact that he is coming through the pack. Coming through the field rather rapidly in his Aston Martin. Sekulovic, so 30 seconds from where he is. I don't think he's going to get another lap time in. Car 69, that's Max Mulder running the wrong number tonight, so we'll sort that for next week, so you can't change it from now. He should hopefully then... He's not going to get another lap in, should I say. He's pulled off. He's got yellow flags. Car 52 is Argent. 512 is coming to the line. That is Noza Car Champ. He will get one more run. Just did he? Yeah, I think he just got one lap in. So Skulovic will not finish his lap. Let's go back then to Argent. He's the next man on a flying lap so far, which obviously counts for nothing at the moment. This is just free practice.
Max Mother actually was on a flying lap, but he had a spin. So that's the reason that, yeah, he stopped on a track again. I think he overheated his tires.
Ah, there we go then.
Oh.
That's a very slow Max Mulder at the moment in P7 as Argent flashes the lights, comes past him. Skulovic is on an invalid lap time. So the minute Argent either invalidates his lap or finishes his lap, this will be the final run. Evening to Peaceful, step that in the chat. 30 people watching, 15 likes. Guys, girls, hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe to the channel if you are new and hit that bell to be notified. Don't forget, tomorrow night, 8 p.m. GMT +1 or BST time in the UK, we are live. PN Motorsport and Dan Davis bringing you all the action from Spa in the Pro Championship. So make sure you tune in for that one if you want to see all the action, as well as Sunday night starting in the middle of July. The date is exactly, I believe it's the 16th of July. Porsche Cup will be starting. And I'll be interested to see round the British circuits. Now, we are into a 1 minute qualifying session. For those who are wondering what is this, this is just a session for us as stewards to return back to the, as broadcasters, sorry, and commentators to return back to the garage so that we do not have to worry about it at the end. So Nose has gone out to do a lap, or he's pulled out. It says he's not in the pit lane. I believe he is. This will not matter for anything. This is just more for us. Hope you're well, Peaceful Stepdad. Hope you had a good day Sunday at Alton Park. And it's great to see you in the chat. Not sure why Nose's car is the only one without the pit lane marker next to it. It has a yellow flag next to his name. But either way, we're getting ready to go in this race. And that 1 minute qualifying session ended really well. And every driver there, if you ask me, Ben, that was a really quick qualifying from all the guys. Look, they're that quick. They didn't set a lap time.
Yeah.
Right then.
So, I'm curious about this reverse grid actually, so
yeah,
let's see what happens.
Should be an interesting... Oh, look at that. Because I had to come in the lobby first to start the lobby, car 55 Bentley's on pole position. So I've took pole position. Yes!
Yeah. Oh, I see it too.
Team that as a win, ladies and gentlemen. That is a pole position for the Bentley. Right then, we are on the grid. Who's for the race win? Pick a driver, Ben. Who are you saying's for the race win?
Louis Allen, because the community said so.
There we go then. He's saying Louis Allen. I'm going to go and say... do you know what? I'm going to go X-Fake Silent. I think he's got good pace in that Mercedes, and we'll see what he can do. But 1 minute for the drivers to ready their setups up, where at the 30-second mark they will start to be able to press the drive button. As we see here, this is looking in the cockpits of Hypertech. And it's great to see. And for some reason, it's not letting me return to garage. Right, we will be back in just a moment's time where I can return to the garage and be back in to do the cameras. So back in just a moment. Do the cameras. So back in just a moment. Can't believe it's done it again. Why is it not letting me back in? Oh, come on.
Spectator mode is a interesting one in ACC.
Yeah, the PS5 version is not bad. Trash. Yeah, the PS5 one's fine, but this one just is shocking.
Yeah.
Right, hopefully this lets me back in. Right, there we go. Welcome back then, ladies and gentlemen. We are back here with the race and the formation lap then, and hopefully the drivers are now starting to get into grid. So let me remind you of the grid order once more. So at the front we should have at the front P2 should be that of Max Mulder, who is sat in second place. P3 should be Smithy, who is sat in third. P4 then is DJ Phil Green. P5 Smokey Devil, which at the minute, so far so good for the top 5. P6 is Hypertech. Again, the timing screen will not update until they cross the line, start the race. Sorry, until they cross the first sector. After Hypertech, it is Sekulovic. Now, where is Sekulovic's name? There he is. So Sekulovic needs to actually get a move on here because he's down the order. He needs to get in front of other cars. So far, we're up to Hypertech, and Sekulovic is meant to be 7th. Behind Sekulovic should be Noza Kart Champ. Yes, he is indeed. No, he's not in the right place because Argent is in front of him. Argent needs to drop behind Noza Kart Champ. Before PN Motorsport then should be behind Argent. PN Motorsport is exactly where he needs to be. Then it should be Bryn, who is right behind him. Then it should be Monkey Boy. Then it should be Tibbs and Louis Allen. So at the minute, we have Sekulovic out of position. We have Argent out of position. And we have Noza out of position. Argent and Noza need to swap around, and Sekulovic needs to get in front of both of them. But at the moment, that isn't happening. So 3 drivers so far currently out of position at the moment. Interesting to see. Interesting to see. Hopefully this is better tomorrow, Ben.
Yeah, I know I have to be behind of Mike, I believe, Peaceful Explosion.
Yeah.
And in front of...
I should tell you now. I'll tell you now.
Yeah,
behind Mike and
changed. Yeah,
and in front of Gary.
In front of Gary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Overtaker, no Overtaker,
yeah.
no Jamie, no me.
Yeah.
So once again then, Noza needs to be ahead of Argent, and he currently is not. Sekulovic needs to be in front of the pair of them, and he currently is not. And we're by turn... I say we're by turn 1, we're by the bus stop chicane, but it is just after turn 1 where the race will go green. Louis Allen for the win from Ben and you guys in the chat at the moment. I've gone for X-Fate Silent. Who, though, will win this race? Let's wait and see. So it is that of X-Fate Silent who is on pole. They go double file now, as they are to be told to do. So let's see who does what here. And let's see who can win this race. But it's X-Fate Silent in the Mercedes-Benz that will lead them away. Argent still ahead of Noza. Sekulovic still down the back of the pack, I saw there. We're going to come through turn 1. We're going to be green and go. One of the longest formation laps we're going to have this season. And we finally round turn 1. Race start will be initialised very shortly. And it is down to X-Fate Silent, who is going to get them away. And he's going to get them under starting orders. Argent's now fell into position with Noza, so it's just Sekulovic out of position. And we are green and go here then for the start of this race. And it's a great start from Max Mulder, who immediately goes side by side up Eau Rouge. There's already a car off in the background. Believe that's Hypertech. but all through cleanly. It is Hypertech who's come to a standstill, and X-Fate Silent gets bogged down and he's now struggling. Smithy under attack from Smoky Devil, Noza, Argent and that of DJ Phil as they all come down the Camel straight towards the comms for the first time. The timing screen is now going to start to update itself. Smithy's got to hang it around the outside of Smoky Devil, and that is a great move from the BMW straight up into P3. DJ Phil holds off from Noza. He's got Argent though in this battle as well, although it says that Noza hasn't actually started this race. He has started this race. He's down in P14. I'm not sure why, but well, he's at the minute running ahead of Argent and DJ Phil. He's got past DJ Phil now as Noza. In fact, has he got past Bryn? Is that Bryn ahead of DJ Phil? It is. So Noza's got to pass Smithy as well. And Bryn's gone up the order. And so far, apart from Hypertech, they're a pretty clean start from everybody, Ben.
Yeah, except for Hypertech, I don't know what happened with him. But yeah, it was a clean start. And it's dry. So,
yeah, it is dry.
Yeah, we avoided carnage. Yeah.
Not quite sure what's happening with Noza's timing screen here. It's saying that he's not yet done a lap. He's out there driving. Looking at Hypertech's car, he has got a bit of damage. Oh, that's Argent round just as we go on Argent. Him and Sekulovic round. Big damage to the front of Sekulovic's car. That is PN who gets past as they come through Sector 2. It's Bryn who's up to P4. Phil's in 5th. Smithy 6th. But I think Noza is ahead of DJ Phil. In fact, no, he's ahead of Bryn. I think Noza is P4. Hopefully that updates as it comes across the line. Smithy 6. Monkey Boy side by side with Smithy now as they come round towards Blanchimont. And Monkey Boy gets that moved on. And next up, Louis Allen's going to have a look around the outside of Smithy. This is going to be a brave move from Louis Allen. Can he get it done? No, he can't. He runs wide, and that's Bryn backwards in the wall. And that Louis Allen was an overtake off of Circuit there. He's got to surely give that place back. But Bryn's in the wall. Tibbs is 9th. PN's 10th. Argent down 11th. Hypertech has got Sekulovic all over the back of him. And as Noza crosses the start line, it is still not registering him here as doing laps. Not sure why. So hopefully that one sorts itself out in this race. But it's Max from X-Fate Silent out front, your leaders. And Bryn there backwards into a wall.
So Noza should be P4. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes.
So Noza should be behind Smoky Devil. DJ Phil, big twitch up El Rouge and Radio. Monkey Boy looks like he's going to have the run on DJ Phil down the Camel straight. That big light blue Bentley getting bigger and bigger in his mirrors. It pulls out now. Here comes Monkey Boy attacking that of DJ Phil. They go side by side towards Les Combs. Monkey Boy goes up the inside at Les Combs. And DJ Phil a little sideways. Monkey Boy deep though. Phil comes back at him and oh, there's contact between Phil and Monkey.
No.
And Louis Allen spins around. Tibbs comes through. Smithy comes through. PN's going to come through, as is Argent. And Sekulovic passes Hypertech, and he's got them four at the back with Monkey Boy now possibly damaged. And, well, I didn't quite see what happened there with DJ Phil, but it didn't go down well. Ben, what do you think on the opener to this race?
It's not that chaotic that was last week, but still we can see some bumps here. So I believe a few cars have damage already, and it's lap 2.
Yeah, indeed it is. Right then, DJ Phil, P5 at the moment. He's a bit twitchy though today, is Phil. In fact, he's very wide, is DJ Phil at the moment, and that is going to be Tibbs through. Phil rejoins a little erratically there, has to force Tibbs a little wide. That has gave Louis Allen a place over Tibbs. So DJ Phil just putting Tibbs off a little bit. I was about to say Smithy, as I saw Smithy in the background. So Smithy now on the back of Tibbs. PN and Argent with him. Sekulovic, Hypertech as well coming through. Bryn down the order. And the top four pretty close with each other here. Smoky Devil within 9/10. Within a second of Max Mulder and Noza, who is apparently not registered on the timing screen, is P30, is P4. Oh, look at this for the lead. Side by side out the final chicane. X-Fate to Max Mulder, Ben.
So, yeah, Noza is still P4, yeah. And X-Fate run a little bit wide.
Yeah, that's invited Smoky Devil back up the inside to have a look. And this could be interesting for Smoky Devil here at the moment as we go through.
Oh no, Smoky went off, if I'm not
Oh
bad.
yeah, he's off halfway up Eau Rouge. The cameraman can't pick him up. And here comes the oncoming traffic. That of Louis Allen now running in P4. Should be on the back of Smokey.
Big damage. Big damage on Smokey's BMW.
Yeah, huge damage. The pack is just flying past him at the moment. Tibbs is going to get himself past as well. Hypertex pitted early.
So Louis Allen is already P4 if we count Noza.
So where is Noza then? Oh, he's side by side with X-Fate Silent here. So Noza trying to attack. He's now up into... Is he up into third place now, I believe? Off. So he's on the podium at the minute, Noza is, but still not being given a lap time. I'm not sure why. So Noza currently still P3 at this moment in time, but we have to see what's happening at the moment. Well, I think regarding the admins and regarding the stewarding, you have to give Noza his finishing position because he started this race. He is racing out there on the track, and he is currently fighting up the inside of X-Fate Silent. Doesn't get the run to get through. Phil was in within a second of Louis Allen, who looks like he's got a bit of damage to front of his Honda. But it's now Tibbs who's on the back of DJ Phil. This a battle further down the pack. Smokey, he's just tumbling down the order. He's now behind Sekulovic. We'll see where he's going to be as he comes through the second sector. He's P8, Smithy's 9th, Monkey's down in 10th, with Argent 11th, Bryn 12th, Hypertex 13th. And no, Noza is not 14th, ladies and gentlemen. You're not seeing this wrong. He is P3, but he is not being registered as doing laps. Not sure why. What does the timetable say? He is apparently not done a lap here, and yet he's just started the same lap as the leaders.
I never seen this kind of glitch
before.
It's interesting.
So it is going to be interesting to see what happens with this fight. But it's Max Mulder who, you have to say at the moment, he's come under a little pressure from X-Fate Silent, but he's comfortable out front at the minute, Ben.
Noza is looking behind X-Fate.
Yeah, side by side down the camel straight towards their comms. Noza's going to have that inside line, is he? No, backs out of this one and tucks behind X-Fate Silent there. And Tibbs looking on the back of DJ Phil there, side by side, in fact, as they come down towards the comms. Phil, he's very loose through there, gets a rear all loose, has to take to the off-road, and that gives Tibbs the move through. So Tibbs up another place. Sekulovic has got past Pierre, but he's got some big damage to the front of his car. Smokey Devil still badly damaged in 8th ahead of Smithy. Monkey Boy still 10th with Argent, who's just gave Bryn a bit of a flash there. Argent's bonnet sticking up. Bryn's now moved up to 11th ahead of Argent. Hypertech has pitted. He's going to have to pit again. But Noza really attacking the back of X-Fate here. What do you make to the race so far this early on?
It looks great. We have similar races at Spa, so yeah, it's kind of usual. But of course, it means that it's an exciting race we are ahead of.
Yeah, hopefully we can take this into Pro tomorrow night. As X-Fate Silent very wide coming onto the back straight. And does this give Noza the chance to get through that he wants? Is he going to look up round the outside? Sorry, as X-Fate Silent's very defensive towards Blanchimon. I saw Max Mulder had a little wiggle as well early on. But here comes X-Fate on the... here comes Noza on the back of X-Fate. Can he get that car up the inside? It's drier today, so the track limits are probably going to be a bit more strict. Noza looks inside. Backs out of that one, though. As X-Fate Silent goes deep in the chicane. And Noza goes through. And an outbreak mistake from X-Fate there. He got sold a dummy. And he's fell for the dummy. As Sekulovic now on the back of DJ Phil for P5 and 6, Ben. The front of that McLaren does not look great at all. But he is still making it work.
Yeah, and the fight between X-Fate and Noza was really good. So, yeah, X-Fate just fell for the trick Noza has used. But it's still interesting to see why Noza listed as P14.
Right, so
interesting fight.
Just a question for you then, Ben, from Peaceful Explosion, one of our admins, as Sekulovic goes up the inside of DJ Phil, and that is move done. Are you seeing Noza down as 14th place as well?
Yeah, me too. So I think it's
Right.
a glitch of the game. It's not you.
It's both of
I
us
think,
then, right?
Yeah, both of us.
Yeah, so DJ Phil passed by Sekulovic. He's now 6th. PN's running 7th. Smithy's up to 8th. He's got Monkey Boy catching him. I'll tell you what, Bryn was in the wall backwards. He's flying at the moment. Argent and Smokey have pitted. Pit window is open. So is that a great call from them? But Bryn, oh, he's tapped Monkey Boy round! Huge damage for Monkey Boy there. And I didn't quite see the start of that. I'm not sure what happened, but Bryn and Monkey Boy definitely come together there then.
They were 3 wide, so it was kind of expected.
Yeah, and top of radio, not really the place to overtake, yes. Is it really?
Monkey Boy looks like really, really unlucky. I don't know if it was his mistake, but just unlucky.
Bryn's got ahead of Smithy then, so Bryn's up to P8, Smithy 9th. Monkey Boy, big damage to the rear end of that Bentley. He's got work to do, and the 2 Bentleys not scoring great at the moment, but Argent in the pit. Smoky Devil comes to his pit box now. Will Hypertech pit early? That's a question. He doesn't. He stays out on the track then, back to the front. Can Noza now? We can't tell you the gap between Noza and Max Mulder for this race lead because it's not giving us one. Noza then, currently P2 on the circuit. Ignore the fact it says P14. He's currently P2. And how close to Max Mulder is he? This is the big question. Because he's flying. He's the man who's flying at the minute. We didn't say Noza for the win, but it's the Aston Martin that looks the better car out there at the minute.
Yeah, and Louis Allen was in the pits.
Sekulovic with damage.
He was gaining on next straight.
He was.
What we can see, he was gaining.
Sekulovic with big damage to the front of his McLaren, choosing not to pit. PN has gone into the pits. Don't forget, teammates can pit on the same lap. Argent has done his pit stop. So just as he gets lapped by the leaders, he's done his pit stop. He can pull away. He's not pulled away yet. Bryn is also in the pits. What about Smithy? He's going to box as well. I imagine we may see Monkey Boy coming with his damage. Argent's still not pulled away here, you know. He can go, but he's not pulled away. Hypertech still out there on the track. He's ahead of Argent and Smokey. Smokey still waiting. Argent goes now. So the top 3 yet to pit. And there's a stop-go penalty for Argent. Oh, you do not want that at this pit lane. You do not want that at this pit lane, because let's go to Monkey Boy. Look, you've come in at the Grand Prix circuit. There's Monkey Boy, Bryn and Smithy. And you have to come right down the Grand Prix pit lane, through turn 1, into the GT pit lane. You lose about a minute in the pits, plus you'd pit stop with damage. So Kieran Argent, well, that is race 1 ruined for Kieran.
Yeah, that's the worst thing that can happen to anyone. A stop-go penalty with this long pit lane. And he almost had a spin too.
Okay, so just had an update from Peaceful Explosion then. Noza's stream is showing himself as P14 on his own stream. It's not giving him any lap times, but it shows he is behind Max on the track. So it's saying Noza is just driving round here. It's not saying he's done any lap times whatsoever. So I think what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to just give him the position. Louis Allen's pit stop done. So he can come out. Smoky Devil's away. I think what we're going to have to do here is give Noza the position he finishes in.
So that means that if he goes to the pits and have his mandatory pit stop, the computer won't say it. I mean, it won't show it.
Hopefully the computer shows that he does pit. Sekulovic very wide there. X-Fate carries on. Max Mulder goes into the pits. Noza stays out. He's got X-Fate not far behind him. Does Tibbs pits at the same time as his teammate. Tibbs comes in, as does Sekulovic. What about DJ Phil? Hopefully the session will register that he's done his pit stop. But I think even if it doesn't register he's done his pit stop, it's clearly been a problem for Noza. So he'll finish where he finishes here. DJ Phil into the pits as well. Louis Allen, PN, Bryn, Smithy all the way. Hypertech still to pit. He's jumped all them. Monkey Boy still in the pits, and Argent has got to come round to do that stop-go penalty, excuse me. But Max Tibbs, Sekulovic, DJ Phil all in. What about Hypertech? He's gone past. Monkey Boy still sat there for a very, very long time. But X-Fate's trying to come back at Noza here.
Yeah, and I believe Argent started to surf his penalty. He
Is
entered
he
the
in?
pit.
Right, there we go then. So Argent, so look, he was very slow as he crossed the line there.
Yeah, he went for sure to not get another drive-through.
Right, so I've just been told by Mike that even if his pit stop doesn't register, but he pits in the pit window, Mike has his stream, so Mike will be able to see on his stream whether he does or not pit and change his tyres, and if he does, that's fine. Right, so the top 5, so DJ Phil's not even at his pit box yet. He's been in the pits for ages. Sekulovic still there, Tibbs still there, Max Mulder still there. That is DJ Phil coming through the crowd to get to his pit box. X-Fate out front is really gaining on the back of Noza then. And Hypertech here gaining on the back of PM, but Hypertech has to pit. There's just under 4 minutes left. What's happened?
X-Fate has a moment. X-Fate went very wide. I thought he hit the boards, but I think he managed to avoid that.
He's lost a lot of time to Noza,
really,
right?
Really wide.
Let's go back to
Yeah,
Hypertech, who has to break late past PN. Is he going to pit? No, he does not. He's got to risk one more lap. Him and Noza have got to come in within this next lap, you imagine, within this lap, either now for Noza or next time around for Noza. Noza boxes, so he's in. So hopefully this works for him. X-Fate silent pits as well. Everybody now has done their stops and are away. Argent still in the pits, but here comes Hypertech, currently running P8 at the moment. Last man to pit, and he's really attacking the back of this green Aston Martin of PM Motorsport.
He lost it. Hypertech has lost it.
Oh, at the top of Radion, and he's going to have big damage.
Yeah, it's a tricky one with GT3 cars, so...
Yeah, it seems to just bounce over the top as you come over the brow of the hill.
Yeah. He did.
Right. So, Hypertech, he's got to pit this lap. Well, he's going to definitely have to pit now. Bryn, 22 seconds behind Hypertech. He should be able to catch up to him with a clean car. Smithy, 3 seconds behind Bryn. He's well ahead of Smokey and Monkey Boy. 1.8 seconds is that gap between them two. Argent's out. But there's a lap down to the entire field near enough here. And it is just Noza and X-Fate in the pits. In fact, it's not even showing us Noza's car in the pit lane like it is X-Fate. It's just showing him on the grid. So there's X-Fate's view, look, that we have of the pit stop. And then we go to Noza. And it's showing us something completely different. Noza stops, X-Fate stops. Right, let's see what they can do. Max Mulder should re-inherit this race lead. He's coming round now. Louis Allen 6 seconds behind him. I tell you what, Louis Allen's early pit stop here could mean he's jumped him.
Oh, it's an interesting glitch because Noza stopped and it says yellow flags.
Right, so just been told by Mike.
So,
Mike is watching, apologies.
It's an interesting glitch.
Is that showing Noza as yellow flag? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's interesting. I've never seen this glitch before.
Well, we'll keep our eyes on that. Mike has just said on a message to me that he has his stream loaded and he's watching his stream. It is changing his tyres. So he is following the correct... Now, Noza is away and it hasn't done his tyres. X-Fate is now away as well. So Noza is away and it hasn't registered anything there at all. So, from what me and Mike have said to each other, he will finish in the position he is in when he crosses the race line. This could be interesting for SimGrid, as does he lead this race? Yes, he does. So to figure out how long it took Noza to win this race could be very interesting here. So it's saying Max is first, Louis is second, X-Fate is third. So Louis Allen jumped X-Fate in the pits there, Ben.
Yeah, I believe.
So Louis ahead of X-Fate. Tibbs up into 5th place. Sekulovic is currently 6th. Doesn't look like he's repaired the damage to the front of that car, but X-Fate's got Tibbs right on the back of him here. So Tibbs, could X-Fate just starting to struggle as this race goes on?
Yeah, and let's see if Louis Allen can gain on Max Miller. I think he has the pace to do that.
Yeah, Louis a quick guy, 6.4 seconds the gap. So he's just got to go at just under a second a lap. We're currently watching Exit Tibbs trying to fight with X-Fate silent here and trying to get this one done. But at the moment, it is Tibbs, the man who is the quicker car. X-Fate a little wide through the chicane. He's run a little bit onto the gravel on exit. He has got the inside line to defend the corner from Tibbs. Tibbs now being patient. X-Fate's all over the curb. Positions his car nicely to defend from Tibbs. Is he going to go wide here again? He does go wide here again. And he's not too wide this time. But Tibbs doesn't need a second invitation. That's a great move from the McLaren driver. Up into P4. And him and Max absolutely flying in this race. X-Fate silent though. He's coming back at Tibbs here, and is he going to try and have a look into the bus stop? Maybe a little sending manoeuvre in that Mercedes-Benz. Does he pull out and be later on the brakes? He's got to think about it. He brakes now. Does he get it stopped? What a great move from the Mercedes.
It was a great dummy move.
Indeed it was. Sold like he was going to stay behind, and he just lunged up the inside. That was fantastic.
Amazing stuff by X-Fate. Really.
Are you going to do one of them tomorrow night?
Well, it's a risky move because we've seen before him outbrake himself.
Yeah.
So, well, we'll find out.
We'll see. Bryn, I've just noticed Bryn's time to DJ Phil has come down dramatically. It's 12 seconds. So Bryn absolutely charging at the moment. Tibbs, though, the man who's got to get back past X-Fate silent. Louis Allen's time has come down to Max Mulder as well. That's down to 5 seconds. So it is Noza who's leading this race. Don't be fooled by the timing screen. Max Mulder, 6.3 seconds to Louis Allen. So actually Max in this first sector has gained time over Louis. X-Fate silent and Tibbs going at it once again as they come through the comms. And they've got Sekulovic catching the back of these two. So Tibbs got to get a move on. He pulls to the inside now. Looks up the inside of X-Fate, who gives him plenty of breathing room on the inside line. And where has X-Fate gone here? He's now tucked back in behind, so Tibbs gets that job done once again. And X-Fate silent has now got another McLaren of Sekulovic charging him down. So it's McLaren 2, 5 and 6 at the moment. 2, 4 and 6, apologies. I'm not sure about X-Fate silent here, Ben, but he just seems to have dropped off a little bit at the end of this race.
Yeah, Tibbs was clearly the faster one here. He's now pulling away. So X-Fate has to concentrate more to the back than to the front.
Right, okay, Mike has just messaged me again. Pit stop cleared. Not on his stream either. Does it say it has cleared his pit stop? He is leading this race. So there's a definite glitch going on here. He may have to leave the lobby and come back in the second practice. But we're watching a fantastic battle just off the podium. X-Fate a little wide there. Now, the track says optimum for me, Ben, but the cloud cover has got a little thicker. The sun has gone away. The cloud has come to play.
Well, let's see if rain comes. It would be really, really interesting to see how these guys can handle changing conditions.
Well, the track temperature now, we'll have to keep our eyes on this. Track at 36.3 degrees, ambient temperature at 26. So keep our eyes on if the temperature does start to drop with this bit extra cloud cover. Sekulovic going to look up the inside of X-Fate silent, but you're not going to get this done at El Rouge, or is he? He has another look at the bottom before they enter El Rouge, and he now tucks back in behind as they come through. Right, here comes Sekulovic. So great run over the top of Radion. Does his McLaren have just enough speed with that damage to the front of his car to get alongside and ahead? They're side by side as they come to Lecom, and I think the Mercedes grunt just keeps him in front for the time being. Into the final 6 minutes, Smokey has been passed by Monkey Boy. Noza still leads this race. Yes, he does. From Max Mulder, who has pulled massively away from Louis Allen. Tibbs has dropped X-Fate. Sekulovic. PN is running 7th on his own. Phil running 8th. Bryn, though, has that gap down to 8 seconds. Absolutely flying is Bryn over DJ Phil. Smithy, 10 seconds out of Monkey Boy. He's 2 seconds clear of Smoky Devil. Hypertech is a lap down over the leaders. And he then... Where is he? He's just coming through No Name now. Where's Argent? He's just at El Rouge, so he's pretty much a lap down to Hypertech as well. Oh, Argent looked a bit wiggly up the top there. But let's go back to Sekulovic, who's still on the back of this fight with X-Fate. In fact, he's not. He's dropped off a little bit here.
And let's see. Louis Allen, I think, started to lose a little bit of time. because he was 6 seconds behind of Max a few laps before, and now grow to 8 seconds. It doesn't look like he repaired his damage on the front. Maybe it's the reason of losing.
I'm just wondering here. Oh, X-Fate! Big wiggle through Blanchimont. And doesn't get this one done. He's going to look around the outside. We've seen him outbrake Tibbs here. Can't get it done around the outside. Sekulovic goes deep. Oh, and he spins. Did he tap X-Fate round? He did. Spin. He tapped X-Fate round as well. So Sekulovic. Oh, X-Fate's still going round. Where's PN? Who's that coming through? That is Hypertech unlapping himself. PN is coming. And X-Fate gets back going. Sekulovic nearly ends up in the pit lane, but PN, well, X-Fate isn't catching Tibbs and Sekulovic with less time here. Now, Mike has just messaged me something. This is interesting. Because Noza hasn't completed his pit stop from what the server reckons, will it make Noza do an extra lap over Max Mulder because Max Mulder is classified as the leader? So if that is the case, Max Mulder will still... Noza will still win the race. We'll just have to keep our eyes on that one for happening. Bryn gets the gap down to 5.2. Smoky Devil trying to hunt back down on the rear of Monkey Boy. That gap is just under a second. And I'm just trying to keep in contact with Mike here. There's a couple of seconds there to Mike saying, but Mike reckons that this could make Noza do an extra lap and finish with Mike. Bentley very wide of Monkey Boy. Smoky Devil round the outside of the Bentley. Doesn't need another invite there. That is a mistake from Monkey that gives Smoky Devil a place. These two gaining on the back of Smithy to get in this top 10. And Argent down in the Bentley. The Bentley's not scoring well tonight at the moment, Ben.
Yeah. So, it's an interesting one again. So, I think Max started gaining on Noza.
Right.
About the map, it looks like a little bit of gaining time for Noza. For Max. So maybe we can have a battle for the lead.
We've got a three-way battle going on here. Look at this. Smithy, Monkey Boy, Smoky Devil. And it's Smithy who's got Smoky on his outside line. Down in P9. Smithy has the inside. Smoky has the outside. Monkey Boy's trying to watch on. And I think Smoky's going to let that one go. Yes, they do. Down into Lake Combs. Smithy manages to hang on to the places. Smoky tries to sneak up the inside. Can't get that done. Is Monkey Boy going to have a look now? No, he does not. Smoky Devil, little wiggle through just the corner after Lake Combs. And they're all trying to battle on the back of Smithy. And Smoky defending for his life against Monkey Boy. Just as this track temp may have dropped a couple of temperatures here. Smoky Devil doing what he needs to do to defend from Monkey Boy, but also try and attack Smithy. Monkey's coming back at Smoky Devil here, though. So this could relieve some pressure for Smithy. Right, where are the leaders? They've just crossed the line. I do believe. No, where are they? Sorry. 512 is the leader. I haven't heard it say he's on the final lap. Smoky round the outside of Smithy. Smithy taps him round. And Smoky goes well off. Smithy's waiting. Smithy has held position and has waited for Smoky Devil to come back on. Monkey Boy has passed them both. So Smoky Devil gains nothing. Smithy loses 2 places. But nice of Smithy there. He didn't have to let Smoky back on. But
and Breen had a spin.
Oh, has he?
As I saw, yeah. He just recovered when I switched to him, but I saw a yellow flag.
He was catching DJ Phil. That one's probably not going to happen now. Right. 55 seconds left. Noza at the middle sector of the lap. X-Fate's silent. He's ahead of Hypertech. So let's just go on board Noza. Hopefully, this allows Noza to win. So Noza leads from Max. They're through the second sector. And Noza's coming to the end. 23 seconds. This might actually be, the end of the lap. I've not heard it say leaders on the final lap. But I don't think Noza's going to get to that line in 17 seconds. Here he comes then. Rounds the final corner. Or rounds in towards the final corner. The bus stop chicane. 9 seconds left. 8 seconds left. I don't think this is going to give us tell us it's on the final lap. There's 2, there's 1, and it is going to be that of Noza, who is going to win the race. And Noza wins your first race of the evening. Max Mulder is going to claim it on the track, but it's only going to be second place for him. Great result for Max, though. Louis Allen will claim another podium. In fact, no, sorry, he hasn't had a, here he has had a podium. He claims P3, does Louis Allen. Great result for him. Exit Tibbs, P4. Good stuff there. X-Fate Silent. Looks like he's going to hang on for a P5. So X-Fate Silent here hangs on for P5. Just at the end of this race. Ignore what the timing screens say. We're not sure why it hasn't registered. Yeah, we're not sure why it hasn't registered him. Hypertech crossed the line, P12. Sekulovic, P6. Sorry, Hypertech crosses the line at P13. Sekulovic, P6. PN crosses the line for P7. DJ Phil's going to come across the line for P8. Before Bryn, P9. What could have been for him? He was catching DJ Phil. But it wasn't to be for him at the end of the day. P9 for him. It's going to be P10 for Monkey Boy. He's managed to stay ahead of Smoky Devil. Well, Smoky Devil actually here towards the end of this race is really charging. Argent, P14 and last in this first race. So Monkey Boy to come and get P10. For Smoky Devil, it's going to be P11. Here they come to the line. And it is then going to be P12 for Smithy. So what a frantic first race that was. Not sure why we've had these problems. But hopefully for Noza, they will sort themselves out. I believe we have got to wait for him to cross the line here. Well, Noza is your race winner. He's still pushing, Ben, but he is your race winner.
I think we should claim him as a race winner because I didn't see him being a lap down or didn't start the race. But
no, he did he did the formation lap. He's still pushing. He's going to come to the line. Yes. He is your race winner. Noza takes the race win. It's still not finished him. So
interesting.
We may just need Noza. Yeah.
I think he could done infinite laps. It won't finish him. So
yeah, I believe Noza may need to back out and come back in. Right, we're going to take a very quick break. We'll be back with qualifying 2 shortly. Don't go anywhere. Okay, we're clear.
Okay, Noza stopped. Yeah.
Don't get it. He was the only one, if you remember in that 1 minute qualifying session, it didn't register his time, if you remember.
Yeah.
So, interesting. Right, he won the race. That's the other times.
Okay.
So, right. I'm going to run to the toilet quickly while that's on a break. I'll be back in a moment, buddy.
Alright.
Green light, go, go, go.
As he left and came back in.
Well, he says looks like it's fine now.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? Okay, I was on the stream so I could hear you. I don't know what happened there. Oh, it's wet for race 2.
Hang on, I've unplugged my headset.
camber.
All right.
Rain around. Ooh. Let's go.
I should be acting surprised now. It says less rain in 10 minutes. So we may have changeable conditions.
Yeah, so it might go... yeah, the rain cloud's different look as well. It's 2 clouds with smaller raindrops. Right, I'm going to go live in 1420. So 5. Welcome back then, ladies and gentlemen, to Simplay Motorsport, here for the second part of the evening. It's race 2, and look what has changed. The weather is different. Monkey Boy, the first man out on the circuit. It is raining, but as Ben's just pointed out to us, as we've got AKA fixing, so he missed race 1, but he's got himself in for race 2. This is great to see. Another driver out there for this second race. As Ben's just noticed, though, and just alerted me to, the rain is going to get lighter over the next 10 minutes. And within the next half an hour, it will only be a drizzle. Meaning that these track conditions, Ben, are going to get better the later the session goes on. We didn't get AKA Fix in. Hopefully he can get himself in eventually.
Well, it looks like we have a chance of changeable conditions.
This could prove for good racing.
Yes.
Well, let's see what happens here then. Let's see what we can do in this session at the moment. So you'd imagine then, the last person out on track should be the quickest man on the circuit then, by that logic. The track should be getting drier and drier every lap that the drivers do. So let's see what happens. Max Mulder, Louis Allen, Bryn and Hypertech all still in the pit lane. But for Max Mulder, he'll want a good qualifying. He got second place in the last excuse me, he got second place in the last one. This now is his 50th race here at Simplay Motorsport, so a chance for him to provide to us the opportunity of him getting in for this session and in for the race start. If he starts this one, it'll be his 50th time here. The former Pro-Am champion back a few seasons ago now at Simplay Motorsport. Just to say, by the way, Ben as well, knows his win for the Aston Martin is only the Aston Martin's second ever win at Simplay Motorsport.
Well, hope they could have more.
Well,
it looks like Noza could have more wins this season with this pace.
Hopefully so. It was good to see Noza in the wet do so well. We saw in the wet last week Sutty do well, Louis Allen do well, Breen got a podium, Sekulovic got a podium as well. Sekulovic last week, if you remember, race 2, never actually qualified, never actually started last week. So hopefully this time he can get away. We're watching Monkey Boy though. Oh, that's not going to be valid anymore, Monkey Boy. It is. Apparently it still is valid. So here he goes. It is still a valid lap time. He's still going at the moment. And Monkey Boy, the man who is to set the first lap. Only Louis Allen in the pits so far. So what will happen here then for Louis Allen?
I think he waits the track to be a bit more drier. Yeah. So yeah, he uses the tactic we mentioned.
He's out the pits now. Everybody's out on circuit. So hopefully for Louis Allen here, this will be something absolutely remarkable. And if he's pulled a blinding strategy by being the last man out on track, well, let's see. You don't want to invalidate a lap here in qualifying, like you don't want to stop going the race, because around here it's 2.5 minutes in the wet, so it is a long old lap time in the wet to get round and make sure you have done it correctly. As Monkey Boy still the first man on a lap, just checking. He gets past Bryn there, so Bryn stays well out of Monkey Boy's way. Tip for qualifying here? Who do you think's the man to watch in qualifying, Ben?
Of course, we could watch Louis Allen because he uses the drying up tactic. So I would watch him, of course, but I would watch Hypertech also. Let's see if he can do something well. And Smokey with the BMW was looking great in free practice.
Yeah, he was indeed. Hypertech's back in the pits. I'm not sure what happened there. Hopefully he can get back out Bryn. We'll have a lovely slipstream from Monkey Boy here as... I don't think Bryn's on a lap time. I think it's Monkey Boy, the first man, set a time. So we're about to see the pace of Monkey Boy. We will jump to Bryn, though, just in case he does set a lap behind him. I don't think he's on one. Everybody's still on a current valid lap. Here comes Monkey Boy to the line, crosses it. And it wasn't valid there. So not sure what happened. Yeah, invalid. No lap time for Bryn. Car 43 is next. This is Smokey Devil. Currently on a valid lap time, it says. What can Smokey do?
He's invalid now.
Ah, that's a shame. So Smokey Devil doesn't set a lap time. X-Fake Silent doesn't set a lap time. Smithy doesn't set a lap time. All these dots are grey on my screen, but none of them setting lap times here.
It looks like DJ Phil will be the first one to do so.
Right. Are you getting light blue dots on your screen, on your track map?
No, but it's normal for me.
Ah, Argent. Well, normally the great. There we go. Argent, first man on the board. Car number 512, Noser. Doesn't do a lap time. 69. That is Max Mulder. What will he do here? Will he get a lap time in? No, he's slow. Who's just passed him? 720. That is Sekulovic. Will he get a lap time in? To the line he comes. Crosses the line. Gets a lap time in. 4 seconds quicker than Argent. Car number 24 at Tibbs. Monkey Boy's back into the pit lane. Tibbs crosses the line. No lap time. Max Mulder crosses the line. No lap time. Bryn should be on a lap time here. Good evening, Aidan Bennett. Track conditions almost as bad as Hampden last night. Not as bad, although Bryn's made it look tricky there. Bryn's got damage to the rear of that car as well, just to note. So Bryn's struggling with the rear of that car. Now, did that invalidate Bryn's lap? It hasn't said so. It normally goes light blue when they invalidate a lap. Either way, let's see what happens. Here comes Bryn then.
For me, Bryn is invalid.
Ah, right. So you're getting the light blue dots. So you'll have to tell us who's got a light blue dot. Right, I can't see them. So car 43, Smokey. Is
Smokey,
he invalid?
A minute. No, he isn't. He's in a valid lap. And
right.
Behind him, car number 54 is also valid.
Right, so we'll keep our eyes on Smokey. Then we'll change to car 54 of X-Fate. So Ben's the man to keep an eye on who is valid.
And Smithy is also on a valid, and behind him, besides Noza, everyone is on a valid lap.
Okay, so everybody apart from Noza and Bryn at the moment. This is
car number 4, Monkey Boy, is on an invalid lap.
Yeah, I think he's on an outlap from the pits, as is, I believe, Hypertech, who's just left the pits.
Sekulovic is on a valid lap.
Right, Smokey goes second. X-Fate to the line. What does he do? No time. Must have invalidated it late on. Smithy to the line. What can he do then as he comes towards to cross it? Doesn't set a lap time. Oh, no, he does. He goes fourth fastest. PM Motorsport. What does he do from P6 at the moment? Jumps to P5. Louis Allen jumps to P4. Good lap from him there. Car 53, that's DJ Phil. Yellow flag, I believe there was at turn 1. Smithy and Smokey back to the pits. DJ Phil in the wet goes third. What about Argent behind? Can he set an improved lap time? He goes P3 once again. Car 512, that is Noza. Doesn't set a lap time. Car 4, that is Monkey Boy on his outlap. Car 720 of Sekulovic. 2.9 seconds out front he is at the moment. Can he extend his gap even more? Let's wait and see. And he does so to 3.5 seconds. Right now, exit Tibbs. You're on a lap. What can you do? Go second
Max,
fastest, half a second.
Yes, and Max is on an invalid lap.
Max is on an invalid lap, so this one will not count. Car 21, that is Hypertech. He's on an outlap, so I believe Bryn, the next car, on a valid lap.
Yes, he's on a valid lap. Breen is on a valid lap, and yeah, Hypertech is on an out lap, so he's on an invalid lap.
Oh, that was car 52. Argent's just returned to the pit lane. So 3 drivers in the pits while the track conditions are getting better. You really want to be out there. Car 54 has stopped now. That's X-Fake Silent. He's gone back to pits.
So Louis Allen is also on a valid lap. Yes, is a valid lap. But the first one to set a valid lap time from this group is going to be Breen, I believe. Yes.
Right, well, Bryn's coming to the bus stop chicane now. So here comes Bryn. Through the bus stop chicane he comes. And needs a good exit here. He looks like he's got damage to the back of his car, does Bryn. So it looks like he's hit something. Comes to the line now. And only goes 6th fastest. That could be because of the damage. Car is at 85.95. That is Louis Allen on a valid lap?
Yes, he's on a valid lap.
Right, so Louis Allen coming to the bus stop chicane now on a valid lap time. What will Louis Allen do here? Could be crucial for this qualifying session for him. Currently 5.3 off the pace of Sekulovic. Sekulovic back out on track. The only man not on track is Smithy. While the track is going to be developing and developing. Louis Allen goes P3. Next car is 66 a PN. Currently the slowest to set a lap time. Comes to the line. Stays P9. Who's that behind him? That is 5. Ah, there we go then. Noza to the line. Does that give him a lap? No.
No.
Monkey Boy on a valid.
On an invalid lap again. Monkey Boy. No, he's on an invalid lap.
Invalid. What about Smoky Devil just behind him then?
And Smokey is also on an invalid lap.
Right, so these drivers clearly struggling. Tibbs, the next car that might be on a valid lap. Half a second off of Sekulovic. Although that was very slow.
Tibbs is on an invalid lap also.
He's on... Nobody wants to do a valid lap time.
Everyone is on an invalid lap, actually.
Even, there we go.
Yes.
Max looks like he's been in the wall.
And so Sekulovic is also on an invalid lap.
So for Max Mulder's 50th race start, he could be starting last place here. What's the next car that's not invalid?
Car number 7.
So that is Bryn. Right, so let's keep our eyes on Bryn. Middle sector of the track. 4.8 seconds. Do we think that with this rain getting lighter over this next part of the track's still damp, but do we think this is going to, the more cars that's out there, the more it's drying up, it's going to be helping these drivers?
Yeah, I think the dry lines have already appeared, so it's a key thing.
So interesting to keep an eye on with the dry lines then. So here we go.
Oh, PN, yeah, he spun. But he was on a valid lap.
Right, Bryn, to the line. Who's after Bryn that's on a valid lap time? 2 minutes left to qualify, so Bryn will get one more run at this.
It looks like Noza is on a valid lap.
Right, so Noza 5.12.
But behind him, nobody's on a valid lap.
Okay.
Until
so
car number 43.
Right, so we keep our eyes on Noza, and then we move to Smoky Devil. Bryn moved up to P4 there with that lap time. Smithy, PN, Hypertech, all in the pits. They will not get another lap time in here while the track conditions are getting better and better and better. They will not get another run in. Did Noza just invalidate his lap time there?
No, he did not.
Right, he stayed on it then.
It's valid.
So here we go. Into the bus stop chicane comes Noza. Looks like he could get his first lap in. Bryn has gone back to the pits. He can't do any better, so Bryn is done in qualifying. Noza to the line. Goes P2.
Wow.
Gets another run in. So the next car was Smoky Devil, I believe, 43, on a valid lap.
No, he just invalidated his lap.
Brilliant. Right.
So the next car with a valid lap is Max Mulder.
Right, car 69, Max Mulder, coming into the final sector of the lap. Uses the curb there. Keeps it within the track limits. Max Mulder then, towards the line. And goes P4 for his 50th race. Who's next, Ben, on a valid?
X-Fate.
X-Fate. So let's jump to him. He's down in 13th place. I mean, it's currently Monkey Boy who's last. So this is not what Monkey Boy wanted here at all in this race this season. First qualifying of the night.
Well, it looks like Monkey Boy is on a lap. It's still valid. He's on a camera straight.
Right then, X-Fate rounds the final corner. He will be the first man to finish qualifying. Is car 52 on a valid lap? As X-Fate goes P6.
No, he's not.
Argent not on a valid lap. He's pulled to the side of the road. The next car after Argent is Noza. Is Noza on a valid lap?
No, the next car is on a valid lap. Is DJ Phil, car number 53.
DJ Phil, 53, is down in 10th. Tibbs, Max, Louis, X-Fate, Bryn, Argent, Smithy, PN, all done at the moment. Great qualifying so far. So 512 of Noza up front is done. But he's only 2/10 off the pole. DJ Phil. Behind him is Hypertech. Is Hypertech still on a lap?
No, he's on an invalid lap.
Right, so Hypertech can't get one in.
Yes, the next car on a valid lap will be after DJ Phil. I believe, yes, Smokey Devil. And Monkey Boy is also on a valid lap, and we'll finish with Sekulovic.
Right, so we'll finish with
They
Sekulovic.
are on a valid lap.
Here to the line comes Noza. Crosses the line, stays P2, obviously on an invalid lap time. DJ Phil, though, on a valid lap. We jump to Smokey Devil in just a moment. Does DJ Phil climb up the standings? He does. He goes P7. So then, Smokey Devil and Monkey Boy, what can you do? 9th and 14th, respectively. And here comes Smokey. Through the bus stop chicane he goes. Hypertech is done. He doesn't get a lap time in. Smokey Devil jumps up to P5. What about Monkey Boy? So the track seems to be getting better. Monkey Boy only goes 10 fastest. So Sekulovic, the last man on a lap, will be P1. And that is a fantastic qualifying for him. He really deserves that one. But not the qualifying for Monkey Boy. One lap right at the end. And it just wasn't good enough. It was only good enough for P10. Max Mulder on his 50th race start will be starting P4. Exit Tibbs, his teammate, will be third. Great to see Sekulovic. Took pole in race 1. He's got pole here. Bryn's down in 9th, so he's got work to do from there. X-Fate, he's 7th. A bit to do. Hypertech down in 14th. No lap time in for him. Argent only 11th. No lap time for... not a great lap time from him. Smithy 12th. Not bad for Smithy. 5th for Smokey at the very end. And for Noza, 2nd place.
And Sekulovic did improve.
Yeah.
4/10.
He did improve at the very end there. So that is qualifying done. It's another pole position for McLaren. It is another pole position this season for Sekulovic. That gives McLaren 44 pole positions now in its career over 7 seasons of Project Cars and 2 and a bit seasons of ACC. We had that short 6-race season, if you remember rightly, a few years ago. So for Sekulovic, he's the man who's done the job. And look at this. It's a greasy track, and look at the weather. The rain is getting lighter.
It looks like we'll have a change in conditions.
It could be dry by the end of this race, Ben.
Yes. So it will be an interesting tactic fight also.
And obviously the grid now more set over race pace, but you have to feel, was this race pace more, was this qualifying pace still a little mixed up because of the weather?
Yeah, I think they will start to get faster and faster lap times over the time.
14 cars out there. These greasy conditions are just...
Yes.
Sorry, go on.
For the end of the race, it's only said cloudy weather, so it should be dry for the end of the race.
Right, so for Sekulovic, that is another pole position this season. And that gives him 2 to his name so far. I can't find him.
And let's see.
I'm looking at the wrong column.
And let's see if Noza can get a win.
Well, yeah. Back to back, that would be nice.
HUD recognizing with.
Back to back would be nice. Wins as well at Sport. So there's no grid order to get into this time. There's 10 seconds left until we go green. Sekulovic takes his second ever pole position here at Simplay Motorsport. They've both come this season. Argent still needs that one podium. Oh, and look at this. 3 people haven't readied up.
Oh.
Bryn, DJ Phil and X-Fate. They will be a lap down and starting from the pit lane, so they've got a lot of work to do. That is a shame. You obviously did this last week, Ben, in race 1. Lap down, that's horrible.
Yeah, it's a horrible feeling that you feel that you're capable of racing the cars in front of you. Like I overtook Gary, but it didn't count because I was a lap down. Yeah.
Right, so 3 drivers have to go from the pits. DJ Phil as well, a man who looked so good in the wet previously. Well, what happened there? That is a shame for him. I'm just reading in the Discord that Pro-Am with the commentary is really fun to watch from Camel, Killer Camel, in Pro, who races in the Lexus. Camel, thank you very much. Me and Ben really do appreciate the kind words. What that does do as well is that gives Sekulovic an extra point at the moment. So the championship standings then, after that point for pole position, look like this. Louis Allen, 3 points clear of Exit Tibbs in the championship, with Sooty Apex 8 points behind. Monkey Boy still 4th, tied with Noza in 5th place. Bryn a point behind them 2 in 6th. PROAm Motorsport 7th place. Power Sekulovic P8 at the moment, with Max Mulder in P9. Daz Automatic P10 with Argent in 11th place. DJ Phil is 12th with Mordecai down in 13th. Smoky Devil 14th with Hypertech 15th. Smithy in 16th place. AKA Fix 17th and X-Fate Silent 18th. Stealth Sloth in 19th place. The team's championship looks like it's Dynaco Racing, 6 points clear of Titan Oro Racing. SRL Pink McLaren are 8 behind the leaders as well, so 8 points separate the top 3. East West Motorsport 25 points behind. The MBR Racing Team 26 points behind, and Back to Front Racing on 53. MC Motorsport on 13. And I did make a mistake with the Audi and McLaren statistics. So McLaren actually have more points than they should have had. They're on 360. 123 clear of Bentley. Ferrari are 3rd with Porsche 4th. Aston Martin now 5th. Audi dropped to 6th on 96 points, but don't worry, there's Ben and you ilk the Ripper tomorrow night to drive that Audi and score some big points for it. Honda are in 7th place with Lexus 8th. BMW 9th, Lamborghini 10th. Mercedes 10th and Lamborghini in 11th place. Right, just looking at the chat. Oh, wet going to actual dry. Now this is interesting, says Mike. Fate, Phil and Bryn going to be a lap down to start then. Ouch. It's a PN thing, says Daz. Other Phil, I think, says Micro J's. And Daz with an emoji putting his hands on his face because he was wrong. Right, this is the grid then, Ben. Who you think's going to win this race?
It's difficult to tell, especially with changing conditions. I believe Noza can have a back-to-back win, but Sekulovic will be a hard man to overtake.
So who are you going against, sorry?
Maybe Sekulovic.
Right, you're going Sekulovic. I'm going to go Noza.
Yeah, let's go with him.
So you go him. I've gone Noza. We'll see what happens here. As the race is about to start, Max Mulder is about to get his 50th race start. And this fantastic.
And it seems like the community can't decide whether Noza or Sekulovic will win the race because they are both on 38% votes.
Ah, there we go.
It will be interesting.
Yeah, it's going to be a very interesting one. So the chat think that Noza, Sekulovic 38%, 12% for Tibbs, 12% for Max out of 8 votes. Don't forget, if you haven't hit that subscribe button, please do hit the subscribe button. It means a lot for the channel. If you are new here, if you like what you see here, hit that thumbs up button because it means that you enjoy mine and Ben's commentary. And don't forget to hit that bell to be notified when we are live. And we are back live tomorrow evening, 8 PM UK time for the Pro action. Sadly, I won't be on the circuit, but Ben will. He'll be taken to the track around the Spa circuit. What will the weather hold? Am had a full wet night. Pro-Am have had a dry that's now greasy wet night. What will the pros have tomorrow? That seems to me that it's gone from wet to changeable, so you possibly might be dry tomorrow. But look at this. In the first 10 minutes of this race, there should be no drizzle around. Fury in the chat, I think Noza will look rapid in that Aston. Well, we're coming towards turn 1. Sekulovic warming his wheels up. What is he going to do here as they come towards the line? Sekulovic from Noza, Tibbs, Max Mulder, McLaren's all in the top 4. The 2 Bentleys 10th and 11th. 3 of the Astons, one's mid-pack, but he's going to be a lap down. It's DJ Phil. PN's by the back. And Noza's at the front. And we are for race 2. About to be green and go, and here we go. It's a good start from Sekulovic. Noza tucks in behind already, with Max Mulder and Tibbs going side by side up Eau Rouge. Make sure you give each other plenty of room. It's a clean start from everybody here, and Sekulovic gets away from Noza. It's Max Mulder ahead of exit Tibbs on his 50th start. Louis Allen gets past Smoky Devil, and he's now attacking the outside of what looks to be exit Tibbs. He's going round the outside of the Camel Straight. Honda versus McLaren, Japanese versus UK, and the Honda gets the straight line speed and gets the job done.
Oh.
As that is, it's Noza into Sekulovic. What happened there, Ben?
I believe Noza just outbrake himself, maybe. I didn't see the whole thing.
Well, that is disaster. So Sekulovic down the order, Noza down the order. Max Mulder on his 50th race leads here at the start from Louis Allen, from exit Tibbs, who's trying to come back at Louis Allen in towards No Name. Can't get it done. Smokey, he's running up the order, as is Monkey Boy. Argent, Smithy under attack. I think PN has had a moment as well. Hypertech, X-Fate Silent, DJ Phil and Bryn all out the pits.
Exit Tibbs just spun.
Oh, Tibbs is down the order now. He keeps off the racing line as cars are coming past. So we have to wait till Sector 2 to find out who's in the lead of this race. I believe it's Max Mulder from what looks to be Noza still actually in second place.
Yes. That contact ended up a bit interestingly.
Well, let's take a look. Through Sector 2 they come. So it's Max Mulder, Noza kart champ. P3 is Louis Allen. Smoky Devil's up to 4th, but him and Monkey Boy resuming their battle from race 1 on the back of Louis Allen. And here comes Monkey Boy. He looks underneath. He's got Sekulovic going right around the outside is Monkey Boy. And Sekulovic gets that one done. He's also going to look at Smoky Devil. So Sekulovic absolutely flying here. And he's now looking around the outside of Smoky. He's now going to try and look around the outside of Louis Allen. So Sekulovic absolutely flying. Kieran Argent's with them as well. What a little battle this is down towards Smithy and Hypertech. They're having a bit of a scrap. PN's 10th with Tibbs 11th. X-Fate, DJ Phil and Bryn. Bryn's ahead of DJ Phil then as they're all up down to exit Tibbs. So they've got work to do. But if they can keep it clean. Noza's in the lead of this race. So what's happened to Max?
I missed it too. I was about to compliment Sekulovic because after the contact he was fallen behind the Bentleys. And now he's ahead of Smoky Devil also. So he did a great job. A great recovery job.
He did indeed. He got past 2 cars very quickly, but Smoky Devil now, he's not under pressure from Monkey Boy. He's also been passed by Argent, who took a lot of curb coming up Eau Rouge. Here's Smithy, Hypertech, PN. Bryn's back in the pits, not sure why. X-Fate as well is in the pits, not sure why they're both in, but it's Noza who's side by side with Max Mulder, and Max retakes the race lead here. So Max back into the lead of this race. Well, the lead is chopping and changing all the time at the moment.
And the track is now green. It means it's half dry, I guess.
Yeah, so it's, in fact, actually what we can do is, so let's take a look. So Max Mulder started on the dry tyres. Apologies because you have to see that horrible pit with the pause menu. Noza's on the wets here. Louis Allen on the dries. Big snap there, and Sekulovic gets past. What tyre is Sekulovic on? He's also on the dries. So you get the feeling here. What did X-Fate and Bryn start on? Because them two pitted early doors. Bryn's on the wets. So did Bryn think, well, hang on, it's just not wet enough at the moment. I've got to change my tyres.
It's also a difficult choice to choose between tyres in these conditions because dry tyres could be really dangerous at the first few laps, but after a couple of laps when the track dried, they will have the advantage.
They will indeed, and they're already a lap down, so pitting early for the dries as Argent tucks underneath the Smoky Devil. That's a great move from Argent. Gets that one done on Smokey, but you don't think this one's over yet. Zakulovic round the outside of Noza. For Noza here, he's got to bear with this, hasn't he? He's got to stick with these wet tyres for at least 5 more minutes till the pit window opens, but he's gone the wrong tyre here.
Yeah, and Zakulovic is flying.
X-Fate out the pits. He's on dries. Apologies, Ben. So what did DJ Phil start on? Because he's all over the back of Hypertech. DJ Phil is also on the dries. DJ Phil up the inside of Hypertech. And that's not for position, sadly. That's because he's a lap down. PM Motorsport being hunted down by Smithy and Tibbs. Tibbs, though, has got to run on Smithy out the final corner here. So it'll be interesting to see what he can do. And around the outside of Smithy he goes. Good moves from Tibbs as he looks to make his way through the field. Smokey Devil trying to get back on the pace of Argent. Nose has been passed by Monkey Boy and by Louis Allen. Zakulovic here. Even though he's got a bit of damage to his car, he is flying, Ben.
Yes. He's already back to second. And I would be curious what happened to Noza.
He's on the wet tyre.
He has the damage with the... Oh. So he's like falling back rapidly.
Yeah, so he's not only got the wet tyre, but he's got damage as well.
Yes.
I think Argent's made a mistake somewhere. Because Argent's dropped behind Smokey Devil, PM Motorsport, Exit Tibbs and Smithy, and I believe Hypertech as well, and has been unlapped by DJ Phil. So is Argent on the wet tyre? No, he's on the dries, but has had a moment somewhere. Louis Allen has been passed by Monkey Boy, so Monkey Boy gets himself onto the podium. It's a 1-2 for McLaren at the moment out front. Bentley third, Honda fourth, Noses in 5th place. But he's going to have Smokey Devil hunting him down with PN, Exit Tibbs, Smithy, Hypertech, who's wide. And Argent gets back up the inside of Hypertech, so Argent back up into 10th. DJ Phil, a lap down on the back of Smithy. X-Fate, it says he's 2 laps down, but he hasn't crossed the line yet. He's only going to be 1 lap down. Bryn on the dry tyre as well. As Mike Matthews in the chat must still be watching Noza's stream. Noza's tyres are about to burst. They're reading 39 PSI. Jeez.
Holy moly.
They are about to go pop, and his pit window does not open for another 3 minutes, so he's got to hang on in there. Bryn comes across the line, 9 seconds behind X-Fate. We go back to Tibbs, though, as in fact Smokey Devil. Who's he trying to get past? He's trying to get past PM Motorsport. Mike's just put as well, his tyres are bright red. Can he last till the pit window? Well, this is the biggest question. Smokey Devil's trying to attack PM Motorsport. He's also coming under pressure from Exit Tibbs. So great racing between the pair of them. The question is, Mike, did his tyres cool down on that last part of the sector where the straight was? Right then. Bryn's back in the pits. Oh no, what's happened to Bryn? That looks like a return to pits there. As Tibbs really pressuring the back of Smokey Devil. He cuts back to the inside. Smokey goes to lunge on PN. Does he? No, more defending, I think that is. Tibbs gets a run, though. Ben, this racing tonight has been fantastic at the moment.
Amazing. It's even hard to follow. And Smokey just jumped Tibbs, or...
No,
Tibbs side by side before Rouge.
Tibbs attacking Smokey here.
Yeah.
Mike, keep us up to date on Noza's tyres. We're in relation to PN. Well, the gap's 5.9 seconds. We're watching... I think Mike's just said it's in the Discord. We're watching Tibbs versus Smokey Devil. This is a fantastic fight here. As Smokey runs a little wide, Tibbs gets a wiggle on the curb and now gets up the inside towards the hairpin. Tibbs cuts back in front of Smokey. That is job done. Bryn has left the session. So that will be no points for Bryn and 1 retirement to his name.
So I found Noza stream.
Yep.
And his front left tire has 39.6
Damn.
PSI, and his rear left has even reached 40 PSI.
40 PSI
Damn,
on
40.
the rear left. Car 21.
If it's 49.9 now.
Car 21, that's
God.
Hypertech. He's had a spin at the hairpin. Right, well, Noza He's 9 seconds behind Louis Allen. He's got 43 seconds until the pit window opens. Noser here might want to come off the gas a little bit. As here comes Louis Allen looking up the inside of the Bentley. Can the Honda have a look? No, he can't. Evening to Holty in the chat, your Pro-Am champion from last year. Shame Holty's not racing this season. We've lost Bryn. Right then, Noser, 23 seconds. Has he got to do one more lap? He is going to do one more lap. These tyres surely can't take it. PN's within 4 seconds. Tibbs catching PN. Smokey lost out to Tibbs. Argent recovering. Smithy's in 10th. Hypertech 11th. DJ Phil 1 lap down on the leaders and X-Fate as the rain has stopped. It's gone to cloudy.
So
pit window opens.
Yeah, and for Noza, the rear tires are over 40 psi.
Oh, Smokey Devil.
How are
Opened here.
Oh.
Big Ben.
So I was about to question how his tires are still alive.
Well, bearing in mind the dry conditions, it requires between 27.5 to 28 psi. His are nearly double that. Nearly double.
Yeah.
Smithy and Smokey into the pit lane. Louis Allen's within half a second of Monkey Boy. So let's see Louis Allen. He's trying to attack the big Bentley of Monkey Boy.
Yeah, and also not to mention how his tires are overheating also.
What colour? I bet they're bright red, aren't they? Bright red.
Yes, they're bright red.
Right, well, Noser, he's still ahead of PN. He's still P5. Here's Camel in the chat. Puncher will be quicker than the 3 years you have to spend in the pit lane. Yeah, it probably would, to be fair. But Louis Allen trying to gain on Monkey Boy and get past Monkey Boy. Hypertech in the pit. Smithy in the pit. Smokey Devil in the pits. They all pitted as the pit window opened. And for Max Mulder here, 6 seconds out front, he's really on his 50th race. He's charging at the moment. But Louis Allen really pressuring the back of this Bentley now. Really putting pressure on it. Makes a little mistake though onto the last part of the circuit in the final sector. And that for Louis Allen has just ended that little battle. PN is now on the back of Noser as they're coming towards sector 2. And I wonder if PN knows that he's on the slick tyre, on the wet tyre, because Noser's just having to drive so cautious. But how he's done well to stay P5 at the moment. Look at the difference in the traction, the grip that PN has compared to Noser. And PN is just going to drive right past Noser here, yes. And that is P5 for PN Motorsport. He's got exit Tibbs, not a million miles away. He's got to pit this lap, surely.
Yeah.
Smokey Devil's done. Smithy done. Monkey Boy in. Louis Allen in. So Smithy and Smokey done. Hypertech still in the pits at the moment. Will Noser pit? You bet he will. Exit Tibbs as well comes into the pits. What about Argent?
And Noser didn't get a puncture, so I think we can count this as a miracle.
Yeah, I think
very lucky with that.
Very lucky. Well, very unlucky the fact that race 1 his times wasn't counting. Race 2 he's on the wets and didn't get a puncture. It's not really been the night for poor Noser tonight, has it? DJ Phil stays out. X-Fate Silent also stays out. PN currently running P3. Nice to see a lot of different cars, says Holty on the grid. Yes, it is. Noser is in. Wonder if it is for the dry tyres, says Mike. A sneaky feeling. Pitting for the dry tyre. Hypertech out. So 3 drivers have all done their stops. Hypertech, Smithy and Smokey Devil. Smithy had a bit of traffic of Sekulovic and lets him go. Look at this. Monkey Boy and Louis Allen are still coming down pit lane, as is Noser, well, Noser's tyres might be cooling down while he's in the pits. That's a bonus.
Yeah.
Right, car 54, who's that? That's X-Fate Silent. He's the next one to come to the line, but we're looking at the battles on track. 720 of Sekulovic is just lapped. Smithy, 69 of Max Mulder is about to lap Smokey Devil, but let's not forget Max has to pit, Smokey doesn't. Great race 2, says Wolfinator in the chat. Indeed it has been. And Mike Matthews says he's got a 1 minute pit stop, so Noser is going to lose some time in the pits. That'll be the damage that you saw when he had the crash at the start, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it should be.
Right. Oh.
I believe he will repair his damage. So it's...
Now, Smokey Devil, 2 wheels on the grass there. Had a bit of a twitch and nearly went into the side of Max Mulder as Max comes to the final sector. Will Max pit? Tibbs is going to jump Noser. Monkey Boy stayed out ahead of Louis Allen. Right, Max Mulder pits because there's traffic around. What about Sekulovic? Looks like he's got damage. He's going to follow Max Mulder in. PN Motorsport. What is he going to do? So Smithy gets back on the lead lap as well. Just notice that DJ Phil has got past Hypertech, but Phil still has to pit here. Argent running 4th, PN running 5th. Noza still in the pit, so a long old stop for Noza. Monkey Boy, 8 tenths clear of Louis Allen though at the moment. So let's see what Monkey Boy can do. Bentley versus Honda. And this is going to be an interesting fight. Monkey Boy, he's currently
PN
4th.
has entered the pits.
Ah, there we go. Brilliant. What
Sorry
about
for-
Argent? No, you're fine. Monkey Boy, he's 4th in the championship, but both race ones he's had hasn't been great, but he's had a better race too last week and this week so far.
We're at the halfway mark. Keep pushing.
Right, halfway into the race, just under 15 minutes left then. So, your race order at the moment is Max Mulder from Sekulovic, PN Motorsport, then Argent is your top 4. Monkey Boy is currently 5th from Louis Allen, Tibbs in 7th, Smokey 8th, Smithy 9th, Noza in 10th after his long pit stop, DJ Phil in 11th, still out on track, Hypertech 12th and X-Fate 13th. That is your order, but Hypertech and Phil a lap down they had to start, and both have to pit. For Max Sekulovic, PN and Argent, they're all in the pit lane. Where's Monkey Boy though? Because Monkey Boy to PN could be the interesting one. Monkey Boy came in the pits, P3 on the circuit, let's not forget. So if Sekulovic and Max have a bit of damage and they repair it, will Monkey Boy be able to gain any time? He slides around Blanchimont now. He's coming towards the final chicane. So let's see what happens here for Monkey Boy. You'll know when Max is free because the orange number 1 will turn green when Max is away. Don't forget, if you are new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button. Max and Sekulovic away. Thank you, Ben. Please hit that subscribe button. Hit the like button if you enjoy mine and Ben's commentary and enjoy the racing that you're seeing tonight. Don't forget to hit that bell to be notified. Max out the pit lane. Sekulovic out the pit lane. Louis Allen thinks of having a look up the inside of Monkey Boy then. Doesn't. And Monkey Boy will be back into 3rd place. So it's Max from Sekulovic at the top of the track with Monkey Boy taking now P3. Louis Allen running P4. Tibbs is at turn 1. Will PN or Argent be dropped here? Tibbs was just behind PN before PN pitted. Before Tibbs pitted, PN's just been released, but Tibbs is going to come flying through, so Tibbs gets past. Smoky Devil will not get PN Motorsport, but will he get Kieran Argent? He was having a battle with Argent. And as you see here, Smoky Devil's about to come past the line as Argent's still not been dropped. So Smoky Devil will get that one, but Louis Allen at the minute, Ben, is right on the back of Monkey Boy.
And it looks like he's the closest battle right now.
What do we think to the Bentley at the moment? Because Sooty Apex made it look good, but Argent and Monkey Boy seem like they've struggled in it a little bit.
It's a great question. So Argent is now leaving the pits. Let's see if he can do something great.
One thing to
Maybe
note here,
PN.
Ben, is they're probably lapping in the 220s. DJ Phil has pitted.
Oh.
X-Fate Silent needs to pit this lap, otherwise he will be 130-second time penalty, but he is last. So Hypertech will pass DJ Phil, and that'll put him back into 12th. Smithy's on the back of Argent here, in fact, it looks like as well. But we're going to stay with this Louis Allen battle, because Monkey Boy has a bit of a wiggle coming into the final sector. Into the last 12 minutes we go. And it's Max from Sekulovic. Max on his 50th race start as well, let's not forget. So a great day for him.
Yeah, it would be a great day for him to win this race.
Oh, indeed. We haven't seen Max Mulder win for quite some time since F1 22 last season. And Max Mulder, in fact, how many? Whoa, Louis!
Louis Allen went wide.
He went very wide and came across the grass in front of Monkey Boy. He surely got to give that place back.
Don't actually know what had happened.
Well, he surely has to give that place
back.
back. He hasn't yet. No, Max Mulder, this would be his 18th race win, taking him above Andy on the list. So for Max, it moves him up the list order as well in terms of race wins. But Louis Allen there surely has to give that place back. We drop to Smithy, who is fighting with his teammate Argent here. And Argent's very wide. Smithy looks like he's got to run up the inside, in all fairness. But backs out of that one. DJ Phil still in the pits. Where's X-Fate Silent? He's just pitting. So he's pitting at the right time. Right, Argent 5 seconds behind Noza, who's 13 seconds behind Smokey. The two who was a lap down because they missed the start are into the pit lane. And Monkey Boy is still behind Louis Allen, but Surely the stewards have got to look at that one. He was off the circuit fully when he overtook Monkey Boy there.
Like, when I switched to them, he jumped over the grass.
Yeah.
Across the track, so it is interesting.
DJ Phil has completed his pit stop and out to the pits he comes. Where is Hypertech? End of the circuit. So Phil is on the same lap as Hypertech, I do believe, but he's at the bottom end of the circuit. So it's Max Mulder with 10 minutes, 18 seconds to go from Sekulovic. That gap is just under 4 seconds. Louis Allen, 1 second ahead of Monkey Boy. Louis Allen, 11.7 behind Sekulovic. 15 seconds behind Monkey Boy is Tibbs. Can't seem... He's got to go up more than a second a lap to get that one done. PM Motorsport 15 seconds behind him. He's got Smokey Devil 5.6 behind. PM Pit Window is closed. Noser is apparently... Well, we'll see what Noser is. He's just coming up to the sector time now. He's 14.7 behind Smokey Devil. Argent's coming up to the sector time now as well. He is only 5.5, so he's pulled a couple of tenths back over Noser. Smithy to Argent is 3.6. And Hypertech just come out of turn 1. But Monkey Boy losing ground to Louis Allen now. And Sekulovic has that gap down to 2 seconds out front though. Ben here, so he's catching Max.
Yeah, and he has plenty of time to do that, because we have more than 9 minutes till the end of the race. And the gap decreased to 2 seconds.
Yeah, we'll see what it is as they cross the line. So Max crosses it. It's now 1.9, so he's took another tenth out of Max in this final sector. So Max may soon have to start looking in his mirrors because he's got a black and orange gold car, coming behind him. Fight between these two McLarens.
Yeah, and the first in Sekulovic was flying even after that contact with Noza.
Yeah.
So he has a great chance.
X-Fake Silent comes out the pits. That's what it looks like. It's his pit stop done. It will look like it's going to be 13th place for him. So that is good points for him at the end of the day. It's more points in the bag. It'll help him climb the championship. With Bryn not scoring as well, let's not forget. So that puts him in a better position there. And we will be getting a poll up soon for your driver of the day. Driver of the day could be a hard one today, because there's been many a driver that's had a fantastic race.
Indeed.
Max on for a double podium. Louis Allen on for a double podium. Obviously Noser's race win. Sekulovic on for a podium here. So we're going to put the driver of the day poll up with 5 minutes of the race to go. So make sure if you haven't got a vote in, you get one in when it goes on. And if you disagree with who we've put, feel free to put somebody else's name on that list if you think someone else deserves the driver of the day. Next week, Pro-Am at Catalunya. Max is up that gap to 2.3 to Sekulovic. Come through sector 2, down to Max. Between
Something happened with you, Matt.
Can you hear me now?
Now, yeah.
Right. Apologies there, people. My headset is a little dodgy. I do need to get a new one. It's either that or the remote. I'm going to look to get a new one when I'm back from Switzerland. But, as I was saying, Pro tomorrow night, Am next week, Pro-Am next week. Should be fascinating.
Yeah, and meanwhile, Sekulovic seems like he gained another, 2 tenths.
He does indeed. Yeah, it does indeed. He seems like he's really started to chase down Max Mulder. 1.7, Ben. He's really starting to close that gap, but we've only got 5.5 minutes left. That's only about 2 and a bit laps.
Yeah, and of course, if he catches Max, he also needs to overtake him, which won't be that easy.
Murray Walker once said, legendary F1 commentator, an idol of mine, catching is one thing, passing is another. And as they come to Sector 2, let's see what happens. Sekulovic, driver of the day. So there we go, there's a vote for Camel for Sekulovic. 1.4, he's gained 3/10.
Max was a bit wide.
Is Max Mulder starting to feel the pressure? Under 5 minutes to go. These guys are probably doing 2-minute 20 lap times here.
1.4 is the gap.
We've possibly got, Ben, 2 laps left after this.
And a fight for P1.
Yeah, 2 laps left for Sekulovic to catch and battle with Max Mulder, but it's a long lap. What's the gap as they cross the start line? Here comes Max Mulder. The gap is under a second now, so Sekulovic is coming, Ben.
He is. And he is rapid.
He is rapid. He still looks like he's got damage on the front of his car as well.
Yeah. I didn't think he repaired that.
I'd say he's not repaired his damage.
I don't think he repaired that. Yes.
He is a quick man.
And he still looks like fast.
Yeah, he's rapid. Absolutely rapid. Max over the hill. Sekulovic over the hill. Down the Camel Straight. Do you think Sekulovic would be getting a bit of slipstream from Max's car this far back?
Well, a little one, yes. It's not that overtaking because of so he's not that close to overtake, of course, but and it's again 1.4.
Yeah, Max Mulder finds half a second in the middle sector. This the closest fight on track at the moment between the two leaders. 3.5 minutes left.
And
Max here
to push.
Well, yeah, we'll see what happens in Sector 2. So I think Max is quicker in Sector 1 and Sekulovic is quicker Sector 2 and 3. Max a little
maybe
wide
Max
out and no name there.
Yeah, well, yeah, maybe Max has a setup for higher top speeds. Maybe.
You think of Sector 1, you've got the start straight, the straight before Eau Rouge and the Camel Straight. Camel Straight, sorry, as Dan called it once. I've read that because I've read Camel's comment in the chat, says Camel Straight. Dan Davis, the pro commentator, actually called it the Camel Straight one time. Well done, Dan. He'll be live tomorrow night to call it the Camel Straight once again. But here in the Ardennes Forest, it is 1.4 the gap. That looks a little closer to me. And look, it's down to 8/10.
Yes.
So Max gained half a second Sector 1. He's lost 6/10 of a second Sector 2. So Sekulovic clearly has a better setup for this second part of the lap.
And I think this is the penultimate lap of the race.
Yeah.
Maybe. Yes.
I agree.
So it will be the last lap, the next one.
Well, this is your closest fight on track. Max Mulder on his 50th race. Could he take a dream race win? It could be a pair of podiums for Max Mulder. As he comes through the final sector, watch the gap as they cross the line. Was Max able to find any more time as he crosses it? Back up to 9/10. So Max finds a 10th then over Sekulovic. So over the course of that lap, Max didn't gain anything, Sekulovic didn't gain anything. It stays at 9/10 of a second. But this is where we think Max Mulder is a lot stronger than Sekulovic. So Sekulovic needs one heck of a middle sector to be on the back of Max Mulder. Oh, Max is off! Oh no! On the final lap of the race, Max Mulder has spat at Eau Rouge and has lost the race lead.
So it's not Sekulovic on the lead and Max has damage.
Sekulovic
Unbelievable.
leads from Max Mulder in this race. The final lap, Ben. He had one job, which was to bring it. He's struggling.
Drama.
Oh no, he is struggling.
Big drama.
Where is Louis Allen? He's coming through Les Combes. Oh, Max is struggling. Oh, Max has got big damage.
Even the windshield is cracked. His rear wing is.
Yeah, it's slightly bent to the rear right of the car, isn't it? X-Fake Silent gets past. Everything on that car just looks dinted and battered and bruised and horrible. Louis Allen can see Max Mulder Is Monkey Boy too far behind? Max is cruising through the corners. Sekulovic is well out in front now. And look at the damage. He's gone again. He's gone. He's off big time. Oh, big into the wall. The diffuser's bouncing on the floor. Louis Allen passes Max Mulder. Where's Monkey Boy? He passes Max Mulder. Where's Exit Tibbs? Oh, look at the state of that McLaren.
It could have been a fantastic win for him.
Oh, you have to feel sorry for Max Mulder there, don't you?
Start.
Yeah. But Sekulovic, we'll come back to Max in a moment. Sekulovic, so, comes to the bus stop chicane. Is he a little fortunate, maybe, to get this race win because of the spin that Max had? But Sekulovic, MNE, is going to come to the line and he's going to win round 4 of the season. It's another McLaren win. Louis Allen, back-to-back podiums today. It's his second place of the season. And the Honda, once again, scoring great points. But did overtake Monkey Boy off the circuit and didn't return the place. Second place for Louis Allen. Monkey Boy is going to get the Bentley on the podium. It's going to be P3 for Monkey. Good result for him. Exit Tibbs.
Max dropped back to 5th.
Oh, where is... That says... Oh, no, Tibbs is why... I don't know why Tibbs is going slow here. I don't know if Tibbs wanted to do a photo finish for Max, but PN's getting past Max. You don't want to go too slow. You'll want to hurry this one up.
Oh, PN, yeah.
For Exit Tibbs, P4.
It's Max now down to P6, I believe.
Yeah. PN Motorsports
back behind.
is going to cross the line for P5. Max Mulder, what could have been for P6. So unfortunate for him. P6 for Max Mulder. Noza is going to come across for P7. Not the race he'd have wanted here. Oh, weird. Have we lost Smokey Devil?
And we didn't notice it. Oh my god.
No.
Yes.
So I can't see Smokey Devil there. Argent will take a P8.
Me too, neither.
Smithy is going to take a P9. And Hypertech looks like he's going to take P10 unless he can catch 4 seconds over Smithy. So we did, didn't we? We lost Smokey Devil. I didn't even see us losing Smokey Devil.
He didn't write anything in the chat or the Discord.
No, I've not seen anything either, so we'll have to see what he said or what happens about that.
Max
but either way...
furious.
Yeah, I can imagine. Oh, Smokey's just got back in. Or he's coming back in. I don't know if that's because we finished. Smithy finishes P9. Hypertech finishes P10. And I'm not sure is where Smokey Devil is on... Smokey Devil's back. I wonder if he's had an internet connection. Well,
it looks like.
I'm going to put Smokey Devil down as P11 because he was laps ahead of the other guys. And we'll see what the admins say about that one. But that then is your race. Ben, cracking racing at Spa once again.
It was filled with everything. Great fights, a drama at the end. Yeah.
Driver of the day for you?
So it's a difficult choice. But I might go for Noza because besides the difficulties he managed to win the first race, and with he had a tactical difficulty that he chose wet tires, but he managed to come back with them and make his pit stop under the pit window. It was a miracle.
He did indeed. I'm going to give my driver of the day.
It's Noza.
Yeah, fair enough. I'm going to give mine to Louis Allen for a second and a third. I think he drove really well in that Honda. But that is all we have time for. Make sure you tune in tomorrow night to see the pros go round the Spa circuit at the Ardennes Forest. Dan Davies, PM Motorsport, 8 PM UK time for the start of the stream for that one. Myself and hopefully Jamie Brazy will be back Tuesday night for AM, 8 PM UK time around Catalonia. Myself and Ben will be back next week for Catalonia as well, which we look forward to that one. And Pro as well next Thursday night for Catalonia. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, like the stream if you enjoyed what you see here, and hit that bell to be notified when we are live. But from me and Ben, it's been one heck of a night here in Belgium. Thank you and good night.
Yeah, good night.
And we are clear, buddy.
It was nice.
Yeah, good. Good racing again. Good racing again.
Yeah,
Not too many big crashes, which is nice to see.
even in these conditions. So yeah, it was a good race. Race 1 and race 2 do.
I'm going to go and get my case ready and make sure everything is ready for tomorrow night, for when I leave for Switzerland. So,
yeah.
Best of luck tomorrow, buddy. When I get to my hotel, because I fly late, so when I get to my hotel, I'm going to tune in and hopefully be watching the stream. But best of luck tomorrow night, buddy. Yeah.
Yeah, and for you with the Switzerland